Just to prep everyone, these streams are going to be extremely casual. I just wanted to play some World of Warcraft for a bit and not have to worry about getting dressed up and performing. So if you want me in the background while we play some World of Warcraft in 3 or 4 minutes, fine. But I'm not going to be doing like a huge amount of effort for this. Josh, am I hacked? No, I miss playing MMORPGs as like a casual fun thing. So I just want to do that for a bit. Saturday and Sunday, stay exactly as they are. They'll still be, the full-on, exciting, silly, adventurous, lazy man mode. But for this, I just want to play a game, see how it goes. There's no camera with this. It's just going to be me playing World of Warcraft for a bit. Because I've never played it before, and I thought I want to give it a go, see what's going on. Saturday streams stay exactly as they are. Blizzard got him. I just thought I'd try it, Saturday streams stay exactly as they are. Let me turn the sound up slightly. I had the sound down because I was watching YouTube videos in the background. There we go. I'm also going to be heavily following a guide. That way. Yeah, okay. He's hiding his face in shame. Basically, so the Saturday and Sunday streams are exceptionally good fun. I enjoy them a lot. And I'm glad that I can bring a level of entertainment to people. I'm glad that people specifically put time aside to, tune into them. And obviously we joke that lazy man mode is me doing as little as possible, and we all know that the irony is that actually it's a remarkably high effort, weirdly thing. Oh yeah, the countdown's there. I can go away. There we go. Classic WoW on a Thursday morning to chill in. That's pretty much what I'm going to do. So what I decided to do is, whenever I do a stream, they've always been, at least to a degree, very high energy. I've always tried to talk as often as I possibly can. I've always had the camera on. I've always worn the same clothes. There's been a kind of a thing going on there. And to a degree, of course, there's a level of performance. But there's occasionally times that I play video games that I just like to sit and play some video games. You're not worried about making a joke. You're not too worried about, solving a problem. You just want to sit there, zone out, play a video game. And I thought, you know what? I've never tried World of Warcraft Classic. I'll give it a go. Lovely cup of tea, some honey in it. I thought I'd give Classic WoW a go. And so I Googled, what is the most brain-dead class in Classic WoW? And the most common answer was, if you can press one button, you can play a Warlock. And I thought, I can press one button. I can do that. I can get invited. Well, I mean, it's a tad more complex than that. What I've been told, and correct me if I'm wrong on this, if one enemy, then Shadow Bolt. If more than one enemy, then Seeds of Death, Seeds of Destruction, something like that. So, yeah, that's what we're doing now. Don't expect a hell of a lot of commentary going on, because what I will be doing is mostly adding in a load of dots onto things and then fearing stuff, so it just runs away and dies on its own. That's my plan. See, there we go. Dots, stuff dies. Fantastic. Hey, catching up on the latest VOD. When can I catch the most whelming entertainer? This is probably the most underwhelming stream you're going to see. This is a stream literally for people who just want to chat, chill, and have a game on in the background. I can read all your chat. I'm happy to talk to you guys. I'm not even wearing my uniform. I'm just wearing a black t-shirt and a white woolen jumper. Can I add unregistered Hypercam 2 to the top? I could do that. Everyone's really excited about this stream, and I'm just like, this is... Very little is going to be happening on this stream. It's mostly going to be me grinding away, slowly. You enjoy the fire spec of Warlock? I've not tried the fire spec yet. I thought fire spec was a mage spec. Warlock, you've got demonology, survival, and something else, haven't you? If this pulls both, I'll fear this guy. And then Dot's the other guy. I'm not good at this game, by the way, so don't expect, like, god-tier gameplay. You know, I'll do my best, but it really is mostly just... Yeah, more like a third-person stream today. Like, if you're working, or if you're doing something, and if you've watched every single YouTube video in the world, then you might be thinking, I need something on in the background. That's what I'm here for. Second monitor content. You have no advice. Look like you're doing great. So, pretty much what I've learned so far, you can't move this loot box, can you? All the boxes they're static. Can I move the loot box? Or... I think you have to download an add-on. Have I played WoW Classic before? Oh god, like years ago. Like for like a day just to get footage for something. Let me see if I can just... Hang on, I might not... I'm only level 11, so this is probably biting off a tad more than I can chew. But let's see what happens. Let's... Can you fear, Princess? Yeah, you can, perfectly. You can fear that one as well, which means you can get more dots going on. This is excellent. As long as everything stays feared, we're all doing good. It's not too far away, don't you worry. I have learned that aggro control with Warlock seems to be like the primary thing. Well, that went well. I'm also learning the majority of stuff you pick up is just junk. Questy looks like plugin. Yep. Oh, hang on, that's way too many bandits. Okay, let's just sit down and have a drink for a bit. What server am I on? Thunder Strike? It's in the title of the video. I think it's the EU non-PvP one. Why the Burning Crusade and not Vanilla or Wrath or Retail? So I don't think there is a Wrath one currently. Is there the Wrath one is on Mists of Pandaria. So I tried Vanilla. Perfect Vanilla. And I think what puts me off Vanilla is the fact that it will never grow or change or adapt. So I kind of wanted an experience where I could go through at least a level of progression. Which means either the Mists of Pandaria Classic progression server or this one. And I thought I'd give this one a go. Because I don't want to play just pure Classic. Instead I thought I would play the Anniversary Edition. That is, I think today it got the Burning Crusade upgrade to it. Trying to take out... I don't know if I'm going to be able to solo this. I'm probably going to die. But you know what? Let's give it a go. Let's see what happens. Why not? Let's be cheeky little chaps. Considering the portal opens later today, yeah, it's going to be totally... It's a very quiet area right now. 1 to 60 is pretty much... Yeah, it pretty much is Classic. There's not much going on here. Right, these two are the problem in here. I'm going to have to fear Morgan repeatedly. Get rid of him. So today you got the Burning Edge to play the Burning Crusade. I got killed by one of the massive demons walking along the ledge, the thing earlier. I was just walking through whatever the evil place is. Oh god, hang on. There are 3 of them in there. That's the problem. Right. I don't want to take on 3 of them. 3 seems bit too many. I'm going to say that I've done that. All right, let's say we've done that. Thanks for being a vehicle for the Twitch drop. That's all I'm here for. Maybe you're thinking, I want Twitch on, but I don't want a Twitch streamer to talk too much. When I'm playing... Ooh, that's nice. Does your brain think in the same way when playing a game casually compared to an MMO for worst MMO ever? Do you overlook things you would pick up on? The more you start to review video games, the more you start to see every design choice in that game as not necessarily good or bad, but you ask yourself, what is the game trying to do? What experience does the game want to give you? And then you say, does that design choice help or hinder that specific design? Here's an example. In Unreal Tournament, you can't reload your guns. Now, in Call of Duty, you can reload your guns, but what experience does Unreal Tournament want to give you? It wants to give you a fast-paced arena shooter, where the action and the shooting is the focus. So, if I were making a video about that, I would pick up on the mechanic of you can't reload your guns, but I would make a joke about it. So, I would say something like, and then we go into the battle with the pistol with the world's largest magazine. You know, you'd find a way to make a joke out of the mechanics that are in there, but I would also understand that the mechanics are in there for a specific reason because they're trying to build toward a specific design. So when I'm playing a game for fun, I simply ask myself, what kind of experience is this game trying to give me, and are the mechanics that the game has enhancing or damaging that experience? Now, obviously I'm always analyzing stuff. It's difficult to play a new game and not analyze stuff when my job is to analyze stuff. You missed the unbuttoned white shirt already. It'll come back on Saturday and Sunday, don't you worry. Don't you worry, my friends, it'll be there. Do I find it difficult to ignore the choices in the interest of casual enjoyment? Sometimes I just, in a horrible way, don't care.
Farewell.
That's the only real way that I can sometimes deal with stuff. I say, you know what, I'm going to make this choice, it's going to be inefficient, and I'm not going to care. You can optimize the fun out of a game very easily. Talk to Guard Parker about encroaching Noel's quest. I'm just going to do that now. You can optimize the fun. Is it Saturdays at 7, Sundays at 4? Yeah, that still happens. This is a casual week stream, says in the title. Yeah, your brains are designed to analyze, recognize patterns, analyze things. People say that IQ is basically just pattern recognition. At least I look like a wizard now, or a warlock, because I've got my robes going on. I do love fear. Fear's great so far.
It's too far away.
Come here, Prowler. Hey, we leveled up. That's level 12. I am following the Questy add-on and the level guide. Is this my first time playing WoW? Classic WoW, yes. I like it. It's doing a lot right so far. Yeah, I can see why it's so popular. I can see why it stuck around for so long. Every time someone messages me and goes, World of Warcraft's dying. No, it's not. The MMO genre in general is, of course, in decline because it's now in competition with far more popular genres. But World of Warcraft isn't just a game, it's a community. It's a collective, it's an ideal, it's a personality. At this point, it's closer to a cult than a game. You don't kill it. Do I sound whelmed? Am I going to make a video on this? Dunno. I literally just decided I'm going to play World of Warcraft for a bit and see what it's like, and then I thought it would be fun to stream this, but in all honesty, I don't want to put a huge amount of effort into making an energetic, fast-paced, engaging stream where I'm talking all the time. So instead, just thought I'd stick this stream on, let you guys know it's a casual playthrough. Come and join me if you want. Don't have to. No pressure. I'm just doing the leveling quests. First time playing years back. No JoshStrifeSays clips today. Maybe. Depends how desperate Visa's getting. I do have an add-on that pretty much automatically goes through all of the conversations. The Burning Steps. Don't think I've been there before. Oh, that's not fight the level 16 tarantula. Oh, you don't read quests? No. Nope. I've played enough MMORPGs to know that it's going to be, this NPC tells me to kill X amount of things, or tells me to go and talk to other NPC, and then as soon as you get anywhere near endgame, absolutely everything you've done is irrelevant. Currently farming mounts on retail, super calming. Normally when I play games, I have YouTube videos on in the background. So I've just been watching some videos about the new Warhammer 11th edition potential changes. I've been catching up on some, Twitch and YouTube drama. Because as weird as it sounds, I'm not really in the drama side of Twitch or YouTube. Like, I know of Twitch streamers and I know of YouTubers. But I think it's because I'm a little bit older. I tend not to know what's going on with the dramatic side of stuff. So I have to kind of rely on YouTube videos to fill me in. What the hell is going on? And, who said this and who said that, that kind of stuff. Ooh, Griffin Master can unlock the flight path. I don't think I was meant to take this. I think I clicked on the flight path to unlock it, and then the add-on that I've got to make questing faster just automatically clicked take the flight path. But we're here now, so that's what we do. Drama without huge stakes is very entertaining. Like, I love absolutely minute drama that just does not matter in any way at all. Not listening to all the internet drama is so much better for your mental health. One of the biggest things that I'm trying to do recently is just get people off Twitter. Twitter and Instagram. People always message me on Twitter or Instagram being like, Josh, why on earth do you post such negative stuff? Why do you screenshot all the negative YouTube comments from Twitter and Instagram? Let me be very, very direct with you. Twitter and Instagram isn't social media unless you're talking to people you actually know. It's parasocial media. It's marketing. It's just networking. It's number go up. It's line go up. It's value for the advertisers. That's all it is. If you are not making money or enhancing your personal, actual experienced connections through these systems, don't use them. The amount of people that message me being like, why are you reposting negative stuff? Because you react to it. Because when I go to a sponsor or when I go to an advertiser and say, hey, give me money to promote your product, they say, what are your numbers like on social media? And I say, here they are. And I've discovered that posting negative stuff on social media gets about 50 times the engagement as positive stuff. So if you don't want to see that stuff, don't use it. Is it grifting? No, I'm not lying to you in any way. I've told people the exact same thing on Twitter. I've literally spoken to them and said, this is exactly why I'm doing it. This is the end. This is the intended end goal. This is what I want to happen. When I post a negative post, I get 50 or 60 private DM requests being like, hey man, is everything okay? Is everything okay? Is everything okay? Yes. As soon as everything is not okay, the first thing I do is turn Instagram and Twitter off and talk to actual people that I know. The last place that I'm going to go for any actual kind of advice is the internet. If you aren't using Twitter or Instagram to benefit your career, I guarantee it is not benefiting your mental health. Oh yeah, Stormwind is like incredibly popular on this server, by the way. I'm on the EU server. I didn't know this, but there's actually, if you play on the EU server, you can't play on the American server because it's actually a different client that you have to download. Like if you pay for World of Warcraft European subscription, you can't then go and play on the American servers because it's a different client. It's a different subscription entirely. So when I downloaded the game and bought the subscription, I thought, oh, maybe I've got some like American friends I can play with. Maybe I can go and play with some people that I know from the States. And everyone was like, nope, you absolutely 100% have to play with all the European people, which turns out to be like 50% Germans. Like, it's just, there's no lag. The lag's fine. It's mostly just German, and I've been invited to 3 or 4 Spanish guilds so far. I don't know anyone on this server. Like, I'm just soloing the game at the minute. I thought maybe I should just join another random guild, because I'll level with you. Sometimes it's nice to not be the guild leader. Creed was right from The Office when he said that you make more money as a leader, but you have more fun as a follower. Spot on. 100% spot on, Creed. He nailed it. So I thought, you know what, maybe I should just, like, join someone random guild and let them deal with it. Just be like, yeah, I'll turn up and do DPS. That's all I'm going to do. If I was running the guild, of course, I would be tanking. Because you have to. I think I have to go down. Where's Ursula? Where are you, Ursula? That's not you. That's also not you. Oh, haha! You'll do.
What can I do?
Hey, I found your thing.
Have a good one.
60 wool? Right. Okay, cool.
See you later.
I'll see what I can do for that, my friend. You don't fear to be followed by viewers? I mean, yeah, someone probably will. Someone will probably jump in and say hi, but I think over the years I have managed to at least somewhat curate my audience to people who are mostly pretty socially aware. Oh, we're going. Oh, I know where we're going. Yeah. I've been there before. We show people how to treat us. We set the vibes for any kind of systems that we're involved in. So despite the fact that the stream's remarkably popular, YouTube videos are doing well, I think because I've tried to enforce for so long this general attitude of just be chill, it's kind of narrowed it down to the people who just want to be chill. Talk to Ursula. Aha! You.
What can I do for you?
Warlock training. Any new spells? Oh, health funnel. I'm probably not going to use demonology too much. Shadow Bolt, rank 3. Yes, please. That'll do.
See you around.
Let's throw that on right now. There's Shadow Bolt, rank 3. Cool. So yeah, I think that slowly but surely, talk to Gakin the Darkbinder. You. Oh yeah, I haven't killed that thing yet. I can accept the bind. I've got to kill that person. I need Serena's Choker. That's a shame. I suppose I can just grind for a bit. Get another level. Maybe I can find some better armor. Also, how do I get a better demon? I feel like I need a better demon at some point.
Need help?
Who gives me a better... You have to be level 20 or something. Might be level 20. Thank you for the subscriptions, by the way. Very kind of you. I've not got sub alerts on the stream because I think most people are going to have this in the background just playing through. Surprised to see my guide on God War's Dungeon. Yeah, I enjoyed that. I had a good time at Jagex. You have your new demon quest. Oh, okay. Right, let me check the old log. Warlock. Oh, it's her. Right, it's actually... right, I see. This is... That's a problem. Right, so I've got to actually kill her. That's very annoying. Right, let's just say that I've done these things. Let's just pretend that I've done all this stuff. And instead go and grind somewhere else. Do I miss Toram? I don't even remember Toram. Wasn't that my wife? My wife. Was Toram Online the one with my wife? I've played a lot of games. Can you shrink? You can shrink the text list by clicking it on the yellow part. Oh, that thing just there. Ah, that's a good idea. Thank you. Yes, I'm sure we all miss my wife. Can someone explain if the WoW lore is worth following? Right up until the jailer gets involved, I would say yes. I think up until they try and retcon stuff that was never actually intended from the start. Personally, I think if you play Warcraft 3, Reign of Chaos, and then the Frozen Throne all the way through up until the finale of Wrath of the Lich King within WoW, it's a brilliant story. I think that is a really good, well-paced, interesting characters, a good plot. That's an excellent... It's an epic. You can things you can end it there as well, and I think most people kind of do. Hey, am I planning on continuing the no-death run? I don't know, maybe. I'll get the RuneScape run done first. I'm going to play this for a bit, casually, just for me. And if I need to do dungeon runs and raid runs, of course, I'd love to invite you guys to it, but don't be expecting like a big, you know, full energy, bombastic stream where we make loads of jokes and it's just fun. It's just going to be just casually playing World of Warcraft. And kind of enjoying that vibe and that process. That's the energy we're going for with this. But as far as World of Warcraft lore goes, I would say start with the game. Start with Warcraft 3, which is an excellent real-time strategy game. Then do the Frozen Throne expansion pack from that. Then follow the story from World of Warcraft up to the end of Wrath of the Lich King.
What can I do for you, for the Alliance?
Right, turned in all that stuff there. Enter the Deep Run tram. Oh, this is the cool tram that takes you all the way to the other place, isn't it? I love that cool little tram.
Be careful. Have a good one.
I'm just accepting quests and generally running around. Need to start up a classic account and help with dungeons. I mean, at least with this, you won't be carrying me entirely. I've got multiple classes, and I will probably level multiple classes through until I find the vibe that I quite like. I chose Warlock because people said Warlock was one of the easiest classes to play at the end game. You literally just spam Shadow Bolt, and sometimes you just want to turn on a game, stick a YouTube video or a Twitch stream on in the background, zone out for a little bit, do your 1 or 2 button rotation, hang out with some mates, kill some bosses, get some loot, and then go to bed. Sometimes you want to do that, and you know what? Totally okay. That's totally fine. If that's how you want to... Just exploring Stormwind, never been here before, it's nice. That's the Stockades, isn't it? I remember that from years ago. I was messaging people because for some reason, I don't know why, but for some reason I always just assumed that World of Warcraft was really complicated. With the amount of people talking about all the buffs and the debuffs and the items and the timings and the interrupts, I just assumed that it was really complicated, really hard to play. And then I thought, hang on, my mate in college used to endgame raid while he was absolutely stoned out of his mind. And I used to solo dungeons in Neverwinter, an action MMORPG where you're not meant to be able to solo dungeons. One of us is probably putting slightly more focus into the gameplay. Why am I so worried about World of Warcraft being that difficult when I've played games that are way more demanding than it?
Well met. Light bless you. For the Alliance.
Right, where are we going now? Take the Deep Run tram to Ironforge. Oh, cast Summon Voidwalker while waiting for the tram if needed. No, we'll just go and wait for the tram, that's fine. I mean, I'm sure at some points it can be complicated. I'm not saying that this game is super duper brainless easy. I'm sure there's complexity to it. I'm sure some people are way better at it than other people. Not saying that at all. I'm saying that for some reason I just had this idea in my head of it being really, really difficult. When actually, like even a 6-button rotation is not hard. I just assumed that it was like super complicated, and I thought, no, some of the laziest people I knew in uni were really good at this. I'm sure if I tried, I could probably be fine. That's why we're playing Warlock. I draw the line at more than 2 buttons. Like, I've raided in Final Fantasy XIV. I know what it feels like to just roll your face across a keyboard. I also like the fact that when I googled which class should you play in WoW, nobody could agree on anything apart from don't play Rogue. That was the universally accepted answer. Just don't play Rogue. Anything apart from Rogue is fine. Have I ever played endgame in WoW at any point in time? Retail, yes. I was a Vengeance Demon Hunter. The tank spec, where you would heal yourself by collecting the little orbs that fell out of enemies. This is nice. This is lovely. But yeah, the casual streams are just going to be you, me, hanging out, chilling. There's no camera. There's no pretense to it. It's just people playing a game. Classic is probably the best basic MMO you've ever played. I think it does it really well. To me, and again, I don't have a huge amount of nostalgia for it, because I never really played this as a kid. But correct me if you think this is wrong. Classic WoW feels like mac and cheese. It is not complicated, but sometimes it is exactly what you want. Sometimes you say, you know what? I don't want the most overly complicated, super difficult, 100% fully seasoned meal. Sometimes I just want to sit down with a bowl of mac and cheese. And that's fine. That's totally okay. That's what you want, you go for that. How do I get to the Deep Run tram from where I am? It's meant to be over there, but I've got no idea how to get to it. Maybe it's through the Dwarven district. That would make sense, seeing as it's a Dwarven thing. Which means going this way. Yeah, I think I know where I am now. So yeah, that's the vibe of these streams. That's the point. Oh, it's gone dark. The point of these streams is that sometimes I just like to play video games, and sometimes it's nice to bring you guys along with that. But I also don't have a huge amount of energy to perform all the time. So instead, we just get to sit and play some games for a bit. I understand these streams will be far lower view count than the Saturday and Sunday streams, but the view count with these streams is absolutely not the point. In any other stream, I would be super worried about like 5 or 6 seconds of dead air. 5 or 6 seconds of nothing happening. I'd be like, oh no, because if a new viewer tunes in right now, that's awful. They've got a bad experience of me. But these streams are like, you know what? Just play. Nothing's happening. Move it to your third monitor. I care about entertaining. The Saturday and Sunday streams are entertainment. That's what they are. I'm an entertainer. That's what I have to do. That's my job. YouTube videos, they are, as long as they're entertaining you, great, cool, hang around. I very much agree with Bo Burnham's take when people say to Bo Burnham, we'll stick with you no matter what you do. And he replies, don't. You wouldn't stick with your mechanic if he stopped fixing your car. My job is to entertain you. As soon as I stop doing that, find someone else that will. Nothing personal. It's purely a human need. This is your first time catching the stream. This is entertaining as heck. There's a different level, I suppose, a different vibe to it. Also put a load more boxes of Astra Militarum, the Imperial Guard from Warhammer. Looking forward to painting those. The stream feels like ASMR and you're here for it. I mean, I could put some Subway Surfers gameplay on, but I think the Union would have a problem with that. I like the fact that in the game you have to actually sit and wait for the tram. Like, this is a physical tram. That, if you've never played World of Warcraft Classic, I do know about this. There is a tram which runs from, correct me if I'm wrong on any of this, it runs from Stormwind to Ironforge. And right now we're in Stormwind. There it is. And you have to wait for it to arrive, then get onto it, then wait, and it will take you all the way to Ironforge. I mean, it's just a straight line, pretty much. Doesn't it go under the sea? I love the fact... And you can walk it as well, can't you? I remember walking this. I'm sure we've walked this years and years and years ago on a stream. Someone randomly invited me to a group. I'll join it later. Yeah, like this is cool. I love this. This is a really cool design. Every time I ride, I recklessly jump off halfway. I just think this is fun. People jump off halfway thinking, oh, we're there. So, are we there now, or do you have to wait? Like, is there just 2 stops? There's also the airship in Orgrimmar, isn't there? There we go. I assume you can just get off both sides. Oh, wait, no, hang on, my quest thing's over here. There we go. One day you walked the whole way and you deeply regret it. I remember, I have played World of Warcraft because I got the Lucid Nightmare quest. I remember getting the Lucid Nightmare. And that was a nightmare. That was an incredibly complicated thing to do. It was fun, though. Use the Ratcatcher's flute on the Deep Run rats inside the Deep Run tram. Oh, okay. Right, so... where are the rats? This is really cool. I've never played Classic and the stream is making me want to try it. It is definitely... oh, there they are. They're over there. It's definitely a vibe. A vibe is the best way to describe this game. Imagine that you went to... come here, rat. I'll turn that desktop audio down. Imagine you went to a shop that sells melted cheese sandwiches. And they were like, this is what we do. We sell melted cheese sandwiches. This is what's going to happen. And then they sell you an amazing melted cheese sandwich, and it's everything that you want it to be, and it's just perfectly simple and it works. That's how I would describe Classic WoW. Very few bells and whistles. But it does provide a very good MMORPG experience. It took what EverQuest did and makes it far more friendly. EverQuest was the blueprint. When people say that, you know, oh, new MMORPGs are that they're dumbing everything down, they're too easy, that there's too much convenience, that kind of stuff. While I agree with that to an extent, we also have to understand that World of Warcraft did that for EverQuest. World of Warcraft was one of the games that took the EverQuest formula and said, right, how can we make this a lot easier? Right, I'll do whatever your quest is. You don't miss leveling. Losing experience after dying in EverQuest. Yes, I remember all that. Good lord, that's a lot of quests. Right, enter Ironforge. That would be that way. It's happening, welcome back. This is just a chill, casual stream. Don't be expecting too much. This is just ASMR in the background. He still has not seen the TBC attunement chain, though. Nothing simple about that. I mean, probably not. Probably not. I'm not saying that World of Warcraft made the entire thing simpler. I'm saying it made it more user-friendly than EverQuest did. And there is definitely... there is a value to making things user-friendly. You can deck build while listening? What deck you building, man? What's... oh, this guy needs wool as well. Okay, cool. Oh, that's just like a get wool quest then. What deck you working on? Are we supposed to be whelmed by this stream too? No. No, not at all. You are supposed to be... get the Iron Forge flight path. Yeah, that's a good idea. That will be outside. This stream is not designed to give you anything other than, I suppose, relatively unfiltered footage of me playing WoW Classic. Whenever I'm editing the worst MMO ever series, I always end up cutting out a massive amount of footage. Because I think people often forget how... oh, it's over there, there's the Griffin Master. I think people often forget how boring it is to watch someone play an MMORPG with no commentary. Like, it's really dull. The fun from an MMO comes from experiencing it with your friends, with your mates, with your guild. Like, if you'd never played this kind of game, and you just sat and watched someone play an MMORPG, the vast majority of it is downtime. It's just running around. I try and describe it like baseball. I'm not a big fan of baseball, but when you watch the highlights of baseball, it's amazing. It's incredible. Home runs everywhere. Then you sit and watch actual baseball and nothing happens. This would be good for the walking pad if I was walking. Instead, I'm just sat down on my chair, slouched, curled over like a prawn. Alright, that's unlocked the flight path, I believe. Alright, talk to an Iron Forge auctioneer. Purchase the... you can skip this step. Yeah, I'm going to skip that step so I can actually set my Hearthstone to Iron Forge. That's the next... I've got a little app that pretty much just runs me through the leveling process. Both of my streams are vastly different in vibes. Inju, who else are you watching? Can't believe there's another streamer, Inju. When were you planning on telling me this? I assume I just go this way to set my... oh, the Hearthstone's over there. Yeah, I see it. I see it. Some third monitor content. Josh, I admit, sometimes I Twitch cheat on you. That's fine. You go for it. Variety is the spice of life. You live your best life. I'll still be here. I'll forgive you. How long do the classic cycles last? Well, this is the anniversary edition, which has had the Burning Crusade released today, actually. Oh, this way. So if it's successful, they'll probably release more. Wow, Dwarven barmaids are stacked. Yo, innkeeper. I want to live here. That's great, thanks. Also, let me sell you some stuff. Have this shirt, and also this meat. I bought that, but I'm not sure why. Is this a one-off or sticking it to raiding? Dunno. No idea. I need more bags. I only have one bag. I should probably improve that. Right. Exit Ironforge. Travel to Dunmoreau. Or go up the dirt path. So... like the gates of Ironforge, I assume? Sure, there are many other streamers that would give you what I can give you, but sometimes you just want a snarky British man. 4 brown leather satchels. That is remarkably kind of you. However, I'm going to cancel it because this is a stream where I'm not using streamer privilege. I will learn how to make them, but thank you for the offer. 27 Draenei Shaman. I've got a Shaman. I was leveling up a Draenei Shaman as well. I appreciate the fact that people want to help out streamers every now and again, but I'm also trying to be as independent as I can with this because I want to experience the mechanics of the game. Thank you, I will. Oh, this is lovely. This is really cool. Love the vibes from frozen exterior to interior forge. That's really cool. One of the reasons that I did consider not streaming this was it sounds horrible whenever streamers complain about being given stuff. Because other people often go, why on earth are you complaining about being given stuff for free? That's incredibly arrogant of you. You shouldn't be complaining about being given stuff. Think about it like this. People tend to wish for what they don't have. And when you're playing a game normally without a huge amount of support, what you don't have is items and money and stuff. But what you do tend to have is a more tight-knit friendship group or a calmer, more chilled experience. When any kind of streamer plays an MMORPG, the first thing everyone does is run up to them and give them stuff, which means you are removing the ability for them to experience whatever that part of the game is meant to be. If you want to ruin someone's experience in any kind of RPG, give them the best equipment in the game from the very start. Because then why are they playing the game? What's the point? What's the reason? So whenever people are offering me stuff in most games, I say no. And they get insulted by that. Some people feel offended. I'm not saying the person that traded me bags did just now, but a lot of people say, oh man, I'm just helping you out, bro. I'm just helping you out. I'm like, yeah, but if 100 people help me out, suddenly I don't need to do anything anymore. If you're grinding for a weapon in a game, the grind itself, provided that you're there with friends and you're there with a guild, can be fun. Yeah, someone could just come up and give you the weapon, but that kind of defeats the purpose of trying to get it. Exactly, the mountain is nothing without the climb. Sometimes the friction is there on purpose. I try and explain this to people. In fact, I might even be doing a talk about this at some point. Friction in gaming is not necessarily bad. Friction to engage with the game is bad. Friction within the gameplay itself is fine. Mechanical friction, where you can't understand what you're doing and it's obtusely hard to find stuff out, that can be annoying. But friction when you understand the mechanics, I mean, that's just gameplay. That's totally fine. By giving someone everything, you remove the friction of needing to do any of that. Dwarven technology looks cool. Oh wow. Might play a dwarf. Might roll a dwarven hunter at some point because they can use guns and I think that's cool. I try and explain to someone, imagine that there is an oracle on the top of a mountain. And if you spend years preparing and months working to it, and then a week climbing, you can climb the mountain and ask the oracle a question. The journey to get to the oracle, the friction of that process, is actually part of what makes the oracle special. You remove that and just say, oh yeah, helicopter ride to the top of the mountain, go and see the oracle, ask him a question. Suddenly, the oracle loses a level of mystique. Because ultimately, it was never really about asking the question. It was about getting to the point where you can ask the question. Do I listen to the audio as I play? Yes, I do. I just text the oracle. Just call the oracle. It's why I'm doing the lazy man run in old school RuneScape, because the joke of that is that, everyone has banded together to help the world's laziest streamer, but whenever I play MMORPGs, I want to have the experience within an MMO that people remember. Because then people say to me, how did you like your experience in the game? I say to someone, yeah, I played, Classic WoW, I played Final Fantasy XIV, I played Guild Wars 1, Guild Wars 2, and people who have also played these games then say to me, oh, what was it like? And what they really want is they want to connect with me over having shared experiences. They want to connect over having, struggled at the same bosses, found the same items, got lost in the same way. But If I turn around and go, yeah, it was great. As soon as I started, everyone gave me max level equipment, and then I had a group for everything whenever I needed it. That is not the same experience they had at all. And they then struggle to connect with me over it, and I feel that I've almost robbed myself of the game experience. That kind of vibes. Oh, thank you. The quote, we have prioritized the experience points over the point of the experience. I will consider that my magnum opus. My years of video creating have all added up to that. Yeah, it ends up where I end up playing a different game to what they kind of played. Why do I play Classic? It's an MMORPG that exists, and I thought I'd give it a go. I like the fact that my skill with wands is increasing whenever I use a wand. However, it doesn't seem that I necessarily need a high skill to be able to use a wand. There was a thing in Mortal Online that annoyed me where if your skill wasn't high enough, you would just miss every single time. Now I'm following the little thing. And it says that I'm only 80 yards away from it. I assume it's down here? Yeah, high-level enemies need high-level ones or you'll miss all the time. Well, I assume by the time I get to the high-level enemies, I'll have killed enough lower-level enemies to have leveled the wand up. You like the Expedition 33? Oh, thank you very much. I enjoyed making that. I was really privileged that all of the, or so many of the voice actors were able to give me their time. That was very kind of them. I met them and then just asked politely. Yeah, Morrowind does something similar, which is why I think Morrowind has one of the clunkiest new user experiences. Morrowind is the best RPG that I just can't recommend to people. Like, I would love more people to play Morrowind. And when someone says, you know, what do you think the best Elder Scrolls game is? Morrowind. And then if someone says, so I should start with it. Oh, God, no, absolutely, definitely not. 100% no. That's a terrible idea. You should start with either Skyrim or Oblivion. As much as you might not like Skyrim or Oblivion, they are just the best places to start. Yeah, Morrowind is an amazing game if you've played it before. I'm just going to fear this guy and then throw all the damage over time onto him. There we go. 10 whole copper. Yeah, the same way about Daggerfall. I played Daggerfall because everyone kept recommending Daggerfall to me, and after playing Daggerfall for a bit, I'm like, I understand why people love this, and it has not aged well. It's not a... Daggerfall is one of those life sims as opposed to just a game. Right, oh, there you are. Really enjoying TBC content, thanks. I mean, I'm just sat here chatting while playing a game. That's... Oh, Fang of Vagash. Oh, should I have accepted that quest and then gone to... I see what's happened. Yeah. So I should have accepted that quest and then gone to kill that mini-boss. Did I kill Vagash without the quest? Yeah. Just purely for vibes. I was just asserting dominance. That's all that was. Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 have aged exceptionally well with their enhanced editions. I agree. I think the enhanced edition very much brings it to a new audience. In fact, the next video on the Was It Good series is Icewind Dale. And I think the Icewind Dale enhanced edition very much helps. Not sure if this is how we're meant to get back to Vagash. Josh, would you rather have all Riz and no Aura, or all Aura and no Riz? I'd rather not know what either of those words meant, but here we are. Now we wait for this boss to respawn. Maybe I can't even loot him again. Okay, that's annoying. Where does he live? Oh, there he is. There's the cheeky chap. Let's throw all the dots on. And now we just wait for some dots to fall off. There we go. Fang, copper, meat. Most people think that warlocks don't need health because they just aren't meant to be in combat, but health can be converted to mana, mana can be converted to health, and time can be converted to either. So ultimately, all resources are cross-compatible with each other. So anything that increases the availability of one resource should be considered as another one. Ooh, okay, we're finally getting items with more than one thing on them. That's pretty cool. So if I equip that, we will get armor, spirit, and stamina up, because my currently equipped just give me 16 armor. That's way better. Now I'm wearing some armored trousers. Planning on boosting or just chilling? It's just going to be a chill run through. It's going to be a very chill run through. Don't expect anything exciting. Annoys me how you can't zoom in on the map. Riz is just short for charisma. Charisma tends to be shorthand for just be a fun person to be around. Just some server first rating is all. Yeah, that kind of chill. Yeah, you know, I thought I'd give Joker a run for his money and see if I can get server last level 60. He already took the, you know, first 60 in WoW Classic, and you know, he deserves that. But at first, that's easy, because then everyone was just grinding away. Server last before it shuts down, that takes some serious skill. I met Joker. I played Dungeons and Dragons with him. He was fun. He was a nice guy to hang out with. Autistic Riz in 2026 is the meta, apparently. And my parents definitely gave me the TISM, but unfortunately it was the OR version and not the Nepo version. Which is a shame, because that version would have been way more useful. Sup, Senator Stone Hollow? Trying to talk to you, my friend. Talk to Senator. How are ya? Do you, what? Accept the public servant. Okay, done. Oh, I see. Talk to Foreman Stonebrow. Where be you? I need to turn this random thing. Tells me. Oh, there it is. Like, I don't mind this little quest guidey thing, but the fact that it also clicks the buttons for me, I wasn't prepared for that. Rockjaw Skull Thumper and Rockjaw Bone Snapper. I'm assuming that's those things down there. Cool. What level are they? Level 9. Alright, one at a time. New viewer here, have you played Planescape Torment? Nope, but it's on the list. In fact, the next video to come out is Icewind Dale. So that should be out within, I want to say, about 2 weeks. So, you know, give it some time. Can't say it's going to be fast. Oh, that... Okay. Wasn't prepared on all of them running at me. But I suppose we'll just see how well this goes. Icewind Dale was fun. I enjoyed it for what it is, which is just a lot of combat. You can turn off the auto-accept from Questy. I don't think it's from Questy. I think it's from the other thing that I've got. What's the name of the add-on? Rested XP Guides. That's the one. Rested XP Guides basically just guides you through the game. Because I want to at least read what I'm meant to be doing. Oh, is there a thing you can actually turn off? Auto-accept. Alright, I'll turn that off later. Everything drops linen. Ever given a thought to doing a retail WoW worst MMO ever? Yeah, I've said before. As soon as I need lots of money very quickly, I'll do that. Yeah, that's pretty much the I'm going to retire now video. Thing is, the whole series started off as actually attempting to discover bad MMORPGs, and then I played like 80 of them, and I'm down to the games you've never heard of that I'm pretty sure is just some like Russian or Chinese spyware. And that's why I ended up playing games like Guild Wars 1, because I thought, well, I don't want to download this random .exe file I've found from some super sketchy website that Google Translate doesn't know anything about. So instead I thought, right, maybe I'll try at least a game that might not break my PC. Yeah, Tibia, I'll play Tibia at some point. What is my most played MMORPG? RuneScape. Probably the original version before it became old school. Then beyond that, old school RuneScape, and then beyond that, Neverwinter. Have I heard of Dreadmist? Yep. Neverwinter I put thousands of hours into. RuneScape I put tens of thousands of hours into. I was very good at Neverwinter. I missed that game. Guild Wars 1 was great. I didn't play it enough to really fully appreciate it, because I don't get to play the games that I want to review for a hell of a long time. But it was definitely fun. I could sense there was quality there. You know when you play a game and you just think, okay, I can feel the quality. Guild Wars 1 was that for me. What do I think about the way BioWare writes compared to Larian? I think BioWare didn't mind you being a bad guy, whereas from what I've seen of Baldur's Gate 3 so far, they seem somewhat against you being an actual evil person. Like in Icewind Dale expansion, Heart of Winter, the first thing you do when you arrive at Lonelywood is you can sleep with some child's mum by promising that you're going to take them away from this frozen hellscape, and then don't do that. And if you do that, you lose reputation, but it doesn't matter because reputation means nothing in that game. And I thought, that's quite a fun choice that you can immediately make. Am I playing hardcore or just the Burning Crusade? Just the Burning Crusade. I'm not good enough for hardcore. Yeah, the Dark Urge was definitely their ability to add more stuff in. I don't want to speak on Baldur's Gate 3, though, too much, because I haven't played it enough to think I'm anywhere near an authority on it. Where's the Bone Snapper? Are they somewhere else? The Bone Snapper enemies. Are they up there? Is it just me or is my FPS pretty low? I only ever stream at 24 frames a second because that is the cinematic standard. And you don't deserve any more. So you get the cinematic version. I also can't imagine too many people are watching World of Warcraft Classic and going, you know the problem with this? Not enough frames. I think most people are thinking, well, I quite like the chunky graphics and the chunky gameplay. I'm enjoying the vibes. Someone's going to be sat there going, this needs to be in 60 frames a second. This needs to be 4K, RTX. Where's the ray tracing? Good graphics are some of the worst things to happen to video games. The reason I say this is because graphics are the first things that executives see, and therefore the last thing they ever end up caring about. If you're going to show an executive a video game, you're pretty much just showing them a tech demo of graphics. Having to explain style to executives. Wasn't there a thing a couple of years ago where the guy that was in charge of, like, what's the game? The racing game on the PlayStation? Gran Turismo. There was someone involved in PlayStation, someone involved in Gran Turismo, and they basically said, why would anyone play Gran Turismo 2 when they could instead play Gran Turismo, you know, like whatever the latest one was, because the executive just could not fathom the fact that graphics didn't make the game. If any executive ever tells you that graphics make the game, remind them the two most popular games of all time, Tetris and Minecraft, are literally just cubes. We started with Tetris and squares, then we upgraded to cubes. I've had people tell me before that the more realistic a game is, the more fun it is, because, you know, it looks like real life. And I've told people before that I've had far more fun with Burnout 3 than any super realistic looking driving game. Now, I've got friends who have got full-on driving game setups. You know, they've got the wheel and they've got the pedals and everything. And hey, if that makes them happy, go for it. Live your best life. But personally, I've always tried to put gameplay above graphics, and I know that is the lukest of lukewarm takes for a gamer to say. For a Twitch streamer to come out here and be so brave to say, actually guys, I prefer gameplay over graphics. Thank you. I'll take my Twitch Most Humble Streamer Award now. Appreciate it. Most down-to-earth streamer. This guy likes gameplay. Warlock gameplay? Hell yeah. Yeah! It's going to be me casting Shadow Bolt and occasionally casting the other spells that aren't Shadow Bolt. But mostly, believe it or not, it's Shadow Bolt. Oh my god, stay still. Like, be feared, but just... Okay, fine, so I'm just going to wand you to death instead. Josh, have I heard about the Ashes of Creation situation? Unfortunately, yes. So, what am I meant to be picking up here? Is there meant to be some kind of drop? Oh no, it's just kill them. Okay. Gotta kill 5 more of them. It's the bone snappers that I need to kill. They respawn here. I'm playing Warlock because I googled what is the easiest World of Warcraft classic class to play, and someone said if you play Warlock you need to press literally one button. If there are mobs, you cast Seeds of Destruction. If there is one thing, you use Shadow Bolt. And I thought, you know what? I can do that. Some people say Hunter. But I've also been told that a bad Hunter is very obviously bad. Whereas a bad Warlock, it's kind of hard to be a bad Warlock. Am I aware of Aaron Shaw? Yes. Yes, I've had people message before. AOC, the game, not AOC, the politician. The thing that annoys me most about American politics is the fact that AOC and MTG are both acronyms within geek culture, Ashes of Creation and Magic the Gathering, and yet they're also both initials of American politicians. So whenever I see a MTG has done something terrible, I'm like, oh no, what's happened? What have they done? And then it's just a politician. And I'm like, I don't care about that. I thought that the card game was in trouble. It can also be Age of Conan. Yeah, AOC, we need to get together and just agree what acronyms are for what. MTG was already claimed by a card game. The politician can work something else out. Did not mean to pull 3 of them. But you know what? Screw it. Let's see what happens. Let's fear the big guy. If I can. Then let's get rid of the rest. Is there somebody else down here? Well, that went badly. Hang on. Hang on, we pulled way too many. Well, we survived. Would you look at that? Hi Josh, sad you never responded to my mail, not that I optimistically thought you would. Depending on how you contacted me, I get hundreds of messages, but let me know what's up right now and we'll deal with it right now. Let's do it together. Oh yeah, MTG did retire from politics because she stayed in the Senate exactly long enough to get some kind of pension or something. She stayed there exactly as long as she needed to. Genius move. What's up, imitated one? Yeah, many people stay in political positions of power right up until you earn the right to like get healthcare for life or something. Like if you're Prime Minister in the UK and then you lose the prime ministerial position, you still get an amount of money for the rest of your life. Provided, basically a pension, provided you've been in the position for long enough. And I think it was Liz Truss, the prime minister who didn't outlast a cabbage. But you can Google that, it's a whole thing. She was able to stay in the position exactly long enough to effectively get the prime ministerial... Oh, this is a problem. There we go. Yeah, she stayed there exactly long enough. The pension's like 100k as well. 1 month is the limit. Yeah, it's not difficult. Josh, I haven't got demon skin on. That's probably why I'm dying so often. That makes sense. Makes a lot more sense. I was doing all of this with basically no defense. Sit there and have a drink. As soon as I'm high enough to do dungeons, I'll just be doing dungeons. That would be fun. I like dungeon runs. I like the more tactical. Are you using rested XP? Do you mean the macro add-on? Yes. Is this hardcore? Nope. I'm not that good. Any new games I'm looking forward to? I'm looking forward to replaying the old games the most, to be honest. Oh my god. Let's fear this guy away. Go away, Mr. Full Health. Let's kill that dude. And then get some dots onto this guy. Here you go. Have some damage over time and then stay feared. Get away from me, you. Beautiful. That's how we do it. Right, that's got to have been everything now. Hang on, I've still got to kill one more bone snapper. Good lord. To all that. Oh, there we go. Hang on. Oh, there's too many of you. Let's pull you. Josh has mastered Warlock. Dots and fear. It's pretty... That seems to be like 90% of what I need to do. I can do that. Stick some damage over time on the enemy and then make them run away. Alright. Bet. Have I revealed what my next video will be? For the next worst MMO? No idea. Ooh, Frostbit Staff. Cool. Let's just throw away some useless food and instead take a staff. Probably don't need you either. Frostbit Staff, two-handed, 5.7 damage per second. I don't know if I've got stuff with staffs. I'll work it out in a minute. I'm just going to run past everything as well. That's right, stupid enemies, just keep attacking me. Quite refreshing to see me playing WoW. What's my favourite WoW expansion pack? I don't know, I've never played through any of them. So I don't know how they changed the game world, I don't know what they added, I don't know what they removed. I don't have any memories or feelings of them at all. How do I... Okay. Auto accept / turn in, get rid of that. Allows the NPC to skip the gossips. Nope. Flight path automation. Nope. Okay, that's cool. That's better. Ah, now it shouldn't automatically accept stuff. I should be able to actually... Perfect. Buy up to 20 cold milk. From this guy. From Kazan Morgosh. I think I'll skip that. Train cooking? No. Accept the lost pilot. Now that I can do. Need to accept the quest from all the way over there. So I assume we go up here. Now, I never played World of Warcraft, so I have no nostalgia for it. I think it's a remarkably well-made game. It's clunky in a good way. I suppose chunky is the word I'm looking for there. It's got a very obvious art direction. It's got a very nice gameplay loop. It's got great sound effects. It's got really well-paced combat, which I think is fun. And I was sat playing it with some YouTube videos going in the background. And I thought, you know what? I bet a lot of people would probably have a little bit of nostalgia if they could see that I'm replaying or playing for the first time an adventure that they have played that I've never played. Because people like that. Can't believe it's actually his first ever WoW playthrough. Yeah, I'm discovering stuff. I'm using the guide to make questing and leveling a little bit quicker because honestly the questing and leveling is slow apart from that, and we all know that it's pretty much just, you know, do the same repetitive stuff until you get to dungeons and raids. You're watching from Neverwinter Gameplays. Oh, Ryujin! How's it going, man? It's good to see you again. You have been here for a while. Here for a hell of a long time, actually. Sometimes a bit of... What spec did I go for? I haven't spec'd yet. I'm only level 12, so I have no specs, no talents. I don't think I have any talents yet. Oh, unspent talent points, 3. Good point, yeah. No idea. I've got 3 talent points that I could spend, and I've not put them into anything. Knowing that, it probably makes killing those 3 enemies at the same time a slightly more impressive, seeing as I also forgot to have demon skin on. So I was doing that with no talents and no defense. Well, got this far without them. Chat is covering a lot of interface. Oh yeah, good point. Hang on. You can't move interfaces, can you? That's really annoying. There's got to be an ad where I can move interfaces. You know what? Questy doesn't matter for you guys, does it? Let me do this instead. That is way easier. You guys can just go there. And then I can stick that massive grey box there. Beautiful. Nothing happens on the right-hand side of the screen, apart from the backpack. There's got to be a way to move stuff. Edit mode. Oh, I see. Okay, yeah, that's way better. Chat frame can be smaller. Can we edit backpack? Advanced? Can you not edit your backpack? Equipment durability can go up there. Just next to thingy. Need an add-on for that? Okay. Name the new layout. No. Okay, I'll get some kind of add-on and move the backpack so you guys can see what I'm actually carrying. But right now, everything's full. So I'm going to throw away some trousers. Oh, Baganator. That'll be the one. Why does this look like Lord of the Rings Online? Because it's a third-person MMORPG. There's only so many ways you can design a third-person MMORPG while keeping the user interface and the general experience to what people expect. I've seen a ton of your YouTube videos, but first time catching you. This is not a good example of what the Saturday and Sunday streams are. It might be a good example of what the weekday streams are going to be. Maybe. Find pilot Hildelv. Okay. Let's go and find pilot Hildelv then. Click on the Dwarven Corpse. Turn in the lost pilot. Accept a pilot's revenge. Gotcha. Right. Let's take a quick 5-minute bathroom break. This is Josh Talks Sexy while playing a classic MMORPG. This is I just don't put too much effort into performing and instead we'll just kind of hang out. That's the vibe this stream's going for. Where's the timer? Hang on. I should have a countdown timer somewhere. Yeah, let's just stick that back on 5 minutes. Okay, got a protein shake and a bottle of water. It's like 90% of my stuff sorted right there. That's all I need. There we go. For anyone who's just joining the stream, allow me to explain exactly how this is going to go. I'm going to play World of Warcraft. That's pretty much it. You're fully caught up. It's a much more casual stream. The Saturday and Sunday streams will remain high energy, you know, lots of talking, lots of fast-paced back and forth, that kind of stuff. But the weekday streams, honestly, in a selfish way, they're just for me. Ran, that's remarkably kind of you for all the subs. Thank you very much. This is a selfish stream for me. I was sat thinking I want to play World of Warcraft, and obviously a lot of you guys have great memories of this game. So I want to share the experience in a more genuine, slower paced way, I suppose. Without the pretense of necessarily needing to perform. It's a much more casual, chilled out playthrough. Do you have to play through vanilla to do the Burning Crusade? I think a lot of the Burning Crusade content is at higher levels, so yes. Some people enjoy the high energy, you know, fast-paced vibes of intense streams. Some people don't. Mangy Claw. I'm guessing I've got to kill you. Character called Mange Claw. So these streams are pretty much just me wanting to play World of Warcraft. I mean, put it this way. When I played Guild Wars 1 on stream, I wanted to do the content. I really wanted to just play Guild Wars 1. And the first thing we had within, 5 minutes was max level people giving me max level equipment, joining me in parties, running me through missions with no challenge, no risk of death. And it was almost like taking someone on a tour of your favorite game without them actually playing it. And I don't want that to be what happens with this. I'm happy to play World of Warcraft with you guys, but I want to play with you, not just have you guys play the game, finish everything, and me be in the party. Yeah, because Lazy Man mode is obviously a bit of a joke, a bit of a piss take. Can I stack those? Yes. But I want to experience the game as it is. The chill streams help me sleep. Hey, if you're putting this on in the background while you've got something else to do, totally get it. Yeah, totally get it. You use these streams as whatever you want them for. I am sat back. Oh, I actually need to cancel a work meeting in a minute. I'm going to use the excuse I'm playing World of Warcraft, because that's the truth. Hang on, a friend of mine wanted to chat about something. Let me delay this meeting until a few days' time. I'm not going to lie. It's going to be like, yeah, meeting's delayed. Got caught up with World of Warcraft. You're level 5 Guild Wars faction character. That was the Henry Cavill move for this stream. You know what? I am having a lovely day. Thank you for asking. I am just slowly following through. I'll take a craftsman's dagger, even though I'm not going to use it. Step 170. 177. Go through the tunnel to Loch Moden. Good lord. Alright. I guess we are really pushing our way through these quests, aren't we? For such a big MMO guy, it's surprising you haven't played Classic. Why? There's lots of other MMORPGs. Yes, it's one of the more famous ones, but when you look at the amount of time that every other MMORPG asks of you, sometimes it's very difficult to find time for the big ones. I mean, there are many people out there who haven't played Classic, many people out there who've played Classic who haven't played EverQuest, many people who've played EverQuest who haven't played Meridian 59, many people who've played Meridian 59 and never went back and played text-based mods. Moves on. Which is why I thought, yeah, you know what, maybe I should. Maybe I should change that. Maybe I should see how things go. I ever played Pinball. What about Space Cadet Pinball? One of the greatest games ever. The world so far in World of Warcraft is lovely. 1 to 60 is less of a slog. I'd say it's paced well enough so far for me to not hate it. The use of Questy is lovely. I'm glad I've got that going on. You'll notice that the early game sections, at least, where I am, they're very lonely sections. There aren't that many people around. Stormwind was packed. Like the actual main city, completely rammed. But the leveling zones, pretty quiet. You kind of got to bring your own people to those. Which I have no problem doing. Yeah, we can bring our own people to those, that's fine. That's my work alarm. Don't worry. Meeting has been cancelled. Just a few days ago, there were lots of... Oh, the very starting zone. Yeah, there's quite a few there. I just don't think that many people are in these kind of zones. You. Here's a delivery for you. And you got some... Oh! Oh, that's a nice robe. That's way more armor than I've got. And some orders which will give me some experience. Alright, cool. Ah, and now we want to go and kill some stuff to get some things. What's my opinion on ASMR? Everything to a degree that you put on in the background could be ASMR. I understand that when people say ASMR, they mean generally slightly more downtoned, chilled out, relaxed, quiet stuff. But if you work on a building site and stick the radio on, is that ASMR? Hey, leveled up from finding a new area. Whenever I'm playing games in the background, chilling out, I've got YouTube videos on for various things that I care about. Some people have podcasts on. If you want to have someone else on in the background, go for it. Right, let me just see if I can dots and fear these guys. You, my friend, can be feared away while you get burnt down. In fact, while you're being feared, come here and take some damage. Josh, you have missed the waste thingy. You should do the Warlock quest for the new pet. The problem is, in order to do that quest, I need to kill like 4 enemies at the same time, which I just right now do not have the tankiness or the utility to do. I can fear one thing. You were at the portal and it was filled to the brim on every layer. It sounds awesome. That's why I kind of wish that I'd have started this a while ago so I could, be at the portal when the portal to Outland opens. That would be so cool. So I've never experienced that. How am I? I'm doing pretty good. I started a new diet so I can... Hopefully, it's not even about looks. It's kind of about time now. I'm very lazy. So I like having a diet that I don't need to think about too much. What does that sound? Oh, sorry, I was shaking a protein shake. Josh, you need the DVD logo. Not that kind of stream. That kind of stream is a Saturday stream. Thought it was a water sound effect. No, that was me shaking a protein shake. Ice cold milk. I'm going to go buy some bags in a minute. Opening the portal was for those moments. It was a moment in history. Yeah, that's kind of what I want to experience. Because everyone keeps telling me how amazing and how influential and how, unforgettable that moment was for them. And I kind of want to... Oh, I see. Someone's already been here. I kind of want to see what that's like. Is this going to be a 72-hour stream? No idea. No idea at all. I was editing the Icewind Dale video. I don't want to go too deep into this tunnel in case the one there has the problem. I was going to say I don't want to go too deep in case the guys before me respawn, and then I've got to actually fight my way out, which is going to be a bit of a ball ache. Especially keeping these guys feared. God damn you. A surprise stream with surprise mechanics. EA would be proud. Not loot boxes, guys. Surprise mechanics. Totally different. Now, I'm aware that to be efficient, all you should be doing as a Warlock is just constantly casting Shadow Bolt. However, I'm also aware... thank you, people. I'm also aware that constantly casting Shadow Bolt gets pushed back repeatedly because whenever an enemy hits you, your casting slows down, which I actually really like. I think that's an excellent design. Hitting a mage to slow their casting is really good design. Encourages the mage to either run a melee weapon or to run away and control, which I think is gorgeous. Affliction is great for the Burning Crusade. Well, I kind of read a couple of guides, and because I wanted to be useful, so I read a couple of guides of, you know, what classes do people need in the Burning Crusade, and everyone said that Warlocks are pretty much... Warlocks and Shamans are pretty much always going to be invited. You're better off using the Voidwalker and dotting stuff for leveling you can sustain for longer. Yes, Grey, but I can't get the Voidwalker without killing some bandits that I can't yet kill. So I'm doing this to get the levels to be able to go back and kill the bandits. So what I will do is I'll probably continue playing, and hopefully I'll be able to find a couple of guys to do some raids with, because raids seem fun. Oh, there we go. Why Alliance? There's a choice of 2, so I just went with the guy with grey hair. I don't know, I'm a basic bitch when it comes to stuff like this. Like, I like the Empire in Warhammer the Old World. I've found my love for the Astra Militarum recently in Warhammer 40k. I just think there's something impressive about the indomitable human spirit. I mean, yeah, it's pretty easy to be brave when you're a massive Tauren. But when you're just like... when you're just a little guy, and you've got to show a level of bravery against the horrors of the world. You know, I vibe with that. I like that as a choice. Josh, your armor is damaged. What's out? Yeah, it's all broken. We'll fix it in the future. That's a future problem. That's not a now problem. There we go. That's 4. You've been bitching about calling it the Astra Militarum for years. Yeah, as a level of performance, absolutely. But as far as actually collecting it, I've got some boxes next to me with some Cadian Guard. I want to try and make the Cadian regiments up, running an all-infantry army. I thought it could be fun. What was 13? Elder Black Bears, Mountain Boars, Forest Lurkers. Enter the Silverstream Mines, open the Miners' League crates, look for miners' gear. Right, so was this like a different mine? We'll go and kill some bears first. Watching this while leveling your level 28 Troll Shaman. Feels cool to finally experience something I was too young for when it came out. It's nice, isn't it, to go back and to see what it was all about. That's kind of what I'm doing now. There is an auto loot option, but I kind of like the feedback of actually looting stuff. I don't want to automate too much, simply because notched short sword of strength. I don't want to automate too much, simply for the reason that if I automate too much, then I lose the vibe of what the thing is. Because I spoke earlier about having a level of friction going on within the game. And to me, that's still very important. So I don't want the game to do too much stuff for me. As silly as it sounds, clicking accept on a quest is giving the player a level of agency which, at least on some degree, is making you feel irresponsible for doing it. When the game was auto-accepting them for me, then I was just a taxi, taking the avatar from place to place, whereas I like to feel like I'm trying to embody the avatar instead of just guide it. Yeah, consent is sexy, and that's what I wanted for this. There you go, have some stuff. Give me a robe, please. Thank you. Now we're best friends, and that robe is cool. More armor, more stamina. Love it. Any of these guys' shops? Sell some stuff. Sell my old robe to them. You! Do you want me to sell some stuff to you? Terrific. Have some gems as well, and some vests that I don't need. Oh yeah, repair, can't you? You can repair stuff, thank you. And thank you for my half-hour reminder to put demon skin back on. I appreciate that. Repair all items. Done. Cool. If you ever sell that robe to an NPC, I'll call you out on the "we are best friends" thing. Oh, do you mean because I put this robe on and he gave it me because he's friends? No. No, I'm going to treat it entirely mechanically. Kill tunnel rats. Elder black bears, mountain boars, forest lurkers. Where on earth am I meant to be doing that? Trying to look for where the bears and stuff are meant to be. This feels slightly high level for like where I am. Because I hate the fact you can't zoom in. Yeah, we need to be over there instead. So back at Iron Forge. And then there's loads of quests I can accept over there. I'll do those instead. Which fastest way is probably just Hearthstone it. I just tuned in and the stream originally loaded in 480 for whatever reason. I assumed it's a bit... I mean, yeah, you're not watching it primarily, so just stick it on the side monitor and accept that it's 480. It's not that you need the 1080. No one's focusing on this. This is background while you do other stuff. You have a 60 already? Nope. This is my first character. You've only got one monitor. Shrink the window. Put it in the side. You're playing Factorio. Wow. Have fun with that. Love Factorio. Exceptionally well made. But if you want to play the game slowly and how it was back in the day, why am I using Rested XP Guide? For the same reason that I'm streaming it on Twitch. I feel it makes it more fun for me. If I wanted to play the game exactly as it was back in the day, I'd also load up a CRT monitor and call my friends up and say we're back in college and have all night to play. Of course it's a different context, a different experience that we're having around. It's about me trying to find the most fun way that I can experience this game. And for me personally, I don't necessarily find just doing quests that enjoyable. However, I enjoy dungeons and I enjoy raids, and I know that 60 is a very long way away. So I'm trying to at least... I don't want the game to play itself for me, but I do want the game to tell me where I should go to play it. That's an interesting way of looking at it. Whenever people say that a game is just, you know, make your own fun, go out there, what it's actually saying is there is no content here, please make some content for us. I understand that World of Warcraft has a lot of content in it, but back in the day, half the battle was finding where that was. I don't think that's good friction. Rested XP is autopilot through and through, though, WTF. Oh, is it? Okay. Rested XP, play the game for me. Well, that didn't work. Rested XP is pointing toward where I should go to experience content that it thinks is suitable for my level. I enjoy experiencing the gameplay of the content. I don't enjoy the experience of having to spend hours and hours looking for where the content is. Of course, it's not exactly as it was back in the day. Different content, different context, different situation. It's changed. And I'm also not using a rollerball mouse. If I'm on the speed run, it's essentially min-maxing the leveling experience. Well, I don't know if you guys have noticed this yet, but since I've been playing, there has been nobody else around. We've seen like 3 people and someone offered to trade me bags, which was lovely. If I was actually playing this as it was back in the day and I wasn't min-maxing the leveling experience, I would be on a Discord or a Skype call with friends and we'd all be laughing about something else while grinding whatever mobs we had to do. Instead, I decided to share the experience of the leveling process with you guys. And I feel that personally, for me, the most enjoyable aspect of that is knowing where I should go to do some leveling, looking forward to the dungeons. Discord, you mean Ventrilo? Actually, I meant TeamSpeak. Twitch is just a one-way TeamSpeak. It's TeamSpeak, but I've muted all of you guys and put you on read-only. Josh, when will we see Perfect World in the worst MMO ever? I like how people assume that I have some kind of idea of what's coming up next. Like, your guess is as good as mine. I'll wake up one day, open up Steam, see what MMO I haven't played yet, download it and play it. That's what'll happen. Companies contact me and say, you know, Josh, we'd like to know your content output for the next 6 months. I'm like, same. If you find it, let me know. You know, we'll experience this together. Companies just assume that I really am some kind of massive company that has everything prepared months or weeks in advance, when the day that I finish editing a video, the video goes out and the next day another video is being made. That's the level of connection that we've got. Welcome, Tony the Tiger. Hopefully you're having a lovely day. No cam is super chill. I can put the cam on, but I'm just sitting here in a black t-shirt and a white jumper. Shout out to the Uniqlo Airism black t-shirts, not sponsored but would be. Oh yeah, go and buy some gamer subs. There we go. Should actually, you know, do my job. No sound, 1 out of 10. Sound is there. The sound should still be there. What about voiceover add-on to read quests? That sounds... No, the whole point of this stream was for me to play World of Warcraft and just chat and chill with you guys. The more effort I need to put into making it an entertaining stream, I'll just do a regular Saturday stream. How am I going to prove I'm an engagement-making SEO goblin? God, can you imagine? Yeah, when companies are like, you know, Josh, what video is coming out in 6 months? I'm like, okay, I don't know where I'm going to be in 6 days, so let's slow this pace down slightly. My goodness, a goth elf has raided with a party of 17. Thank you very much. You have joined a much more chill stream than I would normally do. Normally I'd have a webcam on. Normally I'd be, you know, prancing around all over the place. Normally there'd be so much energy. We'd be interacting, we'd be chatting, be beautiful. But that's on Saturdays and Sundays. These streams, specifically, are me playing World of Warcraft, you hanging out watching me play World of Warcraft, having a nice casual chilled out conversation, nothing flashy on the stream, bit of chat going on, a distinct lack of chest hair. That's a Saturday treat. You don't get that. You know, if you get that every day, it's no longer special. It's like ice cream. You can't have it every day. You got to keep it special. Sorry, goth elf. But if you were here specifically for the chest hair, that's going to be a Saturday thing. The vibe of this stream is we're just kind of hanging out and relaxing. I need to get a Wendigo main. If I were a Wendigo, would I be in like... Is it in a cave or something? I bet it's in a cave. Oh, I see. Yeah, that's what the red arrow's for on the map. It's a cave. To the second monitor I go. Thank you. That's where I belong. Stick me on the second monitor. You sound like True Facts right now. I don't know who that is. Sorry. I'm very far behind on Twitch or YouTube culture. Where's the Wendigo cave? I'm level 13, so I probably should be able to go and take on those bandits at some point. And then hopefully get my tanky summony pet. I'm probably going to go with... What is it? The Destruction Warlock. Because I've got 4 unspent talent points. People tell me the Destruction Warlock is like the best for just pure DPS. I want to be able to walk into a raid or a dungeon and just blow things up. That's my plan. Oh, I'm killing grey mobs. They don't give experience. Oh, okay, gotcha. Are they also... They're not... Does that give experience? Is that a grey mob? Let's find out. Oh, no, this is a green mob because it's got 8 just there. I see. Should we expect a classic anniversary worst MMO ever vid soon? No. Definitely not. Right, so I assume... Yeah, there we go. It's a Wendigo cave. Is this my first time doing WoW Classic? Yes. So if I'm not very good as a Warlock, let me know. Oh damn, out of mana. That's a problem. That's fine. Corruption and Fear takes 28 mana. Let's fear you away, and then get some more dots onto you. What other versions of WoW have I played? I've played the retail version. I was a Vengeance Demon Hunter. That's an elite, and you're out of mana, so watch it. Ah, it's fine. See? Just keep fearing it and sticking on whatever dots we have. Easy peasy. No problem. Never worried. Oh. Hang on. So that was a named elite, and there's a quest over here. I wonder if the quest over here is please kill the named elite. And if it is, we've done things in the wrong order. How you doing?
Here there.
Yep, kill Icebeard's cave. Be right back. I could totally have this on in the background to relax to. Yes. Yes, you could. I don't know how you would relax to a goth elf. It's hard to say that word fast. Why 720 30 frames a second? Because if you need more, there's probably another stream that will give you that. You got to find a way to stand out in this hyper-competitive world. And I've often said that style, art direction matters far more than photorealism. So when you've got all those other streamers giving you 4K, 120 frames a second, super buttery smooth experiences, I've got to choose my art direction, which apparently is 24 frames a second, 480p. Because when Overclockers UK give you the most powerful streaming PC they can possibly build, you absolutely do nothing with it. Go on, King. Give us nothing. That's my vibe. 480 is enough Ps, let's be fair. I do enjoy the amount of dots you can get going on with this. Oh, you were coming from Dark Souls 2. Excellent. How did Dark Souls 2 go? I don't mind Dark Souls 2. It's got flaws, but I think there's an enjoyable aspect to it. Right, Old Icebeard. Does Old Icebeard have any unique drops that I should care about? Commoner's Sword. Nope. No, he doesn't. Yeah, I finished Dark Souls 2. I finished all the DLCs. Off stream. It was much more fun that way. But yeah, I think it's not a bad game. Not a bad game at all. You need to make your own Dark Souls. Go for it. I mean, to be fair, the amount of people that I hear, Josh, I'm making an MMORPG. Are you? Great. When someone comes up to me and says, I'm going to make a hack and slash action game, I've actually got full faith in them to do it. Full understanding that you probably could. I was watching Code Bullet's video where he got a couple of people on like Fiverr to make Dark Souls style games. They were excellent.
You got my attention. Watch.
Alright, here's your meat. I can't wear that because it's male. Can wear that, and I get 5 extra armor. Lovely stuff. Fantastic. Nice. I'm slowly gearing up. Would you believe it? I still got to kill some Wendigos. But if that's... Oh my goodness, if that's not the Wendigo cave, where the heck is the Wendigo cave? Is it like on the other side? There has to be a cave somewhere that gets me into the mountain. Where did the Wendigo go? If I were a Wendigo, where would I be? Wake me up before your Wendigo go. Don't leave me hanging on like a Warlock in snow. There's lots of choices we could do with this. I didn't want this to be a good stream. I wanted it just to be me playing World of Warcraft. And yet, unfortunately, you guys are really funny. This is a Wendigo finding stream now. The Wendigo quest is grey for you anyway. Oh yeah, it's level 7. That's a good point. I shouldn't do it, should I? I should drop... In fact, yeah, let's just drop the pointless quests. And go and do the quests that give experience. Which would be... That's level 10. So that could work. We'll go here and then left. Yes, you guys are my brain parasite. To put it into Baldur's Gate 3 language. That's what you are. An actual player. My goodness. Good luck, Labinot. Finally caught you at different time zones. Thank you for your YouTube content. You are more than welcome. Welcome to this very chill, relaxed. Oh my god, why is that? Why? You're grey. You shouldn't be able to attack me or be useful in any way. Now I've got to waste time and resources killing you. I guess I should just... In Warcraft Classic, and you guys can help me out with these answers, is some of the fastest and most consistent way to get experience and items just to grind whatever mob you're at the level to kill quickly? Is that the vibe? So instead of doing quests, which is what a vast majority of MMORPGs kind of want you to do,
How are you? Watch, get her back.
we could just instead go and do whatever these quests are. Yeah, there we go. Grinding is faster than playing Errand Guy. Time to hunt boars in the forest. I'd do it. You know what? After we've done a couple of these quests, let's just go and hunt some boars. And then we'll follow the... We'll follow this list of stuff. Because currently we're at 12 to 14. Oh, cool. Talk to Yanni Stoutheart. Let's go straight to step 8. There we go. Oh, what am I doing here? What am I collecting? I need a gear and a cog. Should they be visible somewhere? Quests can give you gear. You can't rely on mobs for gearing up. That's true. Just let me kill some gnomes. These guys might drop what I need. I don't think they're giving me any experience, though, which is super annoying. But I'll go and pick up whatever's over here. Ah, that guy's also grinding them, I see. Okay. If you kill enough, you can get good gear. Not sure how often you've been asked, but any plans for worst MMO ever for FF11? Eventually, yes. I'll need someone to help me actually install it and work out how the hell it all works. So, you know what, let's forget Quest Tracker for the time being. Where's a good place to grind? Because I feel that I'm at the place now where just grinding is kind of the focus. Step 8. Talk to Yanni Stoutheart. I've already done that. I'm trying to get this little tracker thing that I'm using. To actively do the step it needs to do. But instead, it seems to be skipping to some new steps. Where is it taking me to? Let me just double check. It's taking me to Mountaineer Cadrel, which is all the way over there. Fantastic. Right, guess we're in for a walk. So you and I, we're having a chat. How is everyone? We all doing good? Someone tell him to get the Void Walker. Yeah, sure. Okay, let's go and try and get the Void Walker. We're still 38 minutes away from a Hearthstone being recharged, which means we have to walk all the way back to Ironforge, then take the tram back to Stormwind, then go and try and kill the bandits. Yeah, sure. Kuro, how's the magic card organizing going? Let's go back to Ironforge. Use your Hearthstone, friend. Could do, but it's still got 38 minutes to recharge on it, so can't do. Sorry. I know that you guys can't see the backpack right now. I will get the backpack add-on that allows me to move the backpack. And I will also try and avoid any grey mobs, because even though they may attack me, they don't give me any experience to kill. Yeah, we're going on a walk. We're going on a little jog. Yeah, it's always worth it to have a bit of exercise every now and again. Oh, hang on, you're not grey. You're also a seer. Don't think I've killed one of you before. So let's get everything going on and then fear you. Alright, enjoy all the dots. When is the Dark Portal opening? Soon? No idea. Sorry. Any new Warhammer figures I bought? Yes, actually, I've got a load of Imperial Guard I'm looking forward to painting. Oh, that was a quest, okay. I've accidentally ran into a quest zone. Fantastic. 90 minutes, you think? Cool. I look forward to the lag that's going to cause. What is the benefit of fear? Does it make it harder to kill if they run away? If they have damage over time effects already on them, those damage over time effects continue to tick down while they're not attacking me, and I can take a breather for a moment. So if I put damage over time effects onto enemies and then fear them, especially if there are multiple enemies like we're about to have, what's going to happen is those damage over time effects will now start to tick down while I can put damage over time effects onto other things, and then I was going to say start to use other spells. There we go. They can be kind of dealt with while other stuff is dying. I mean, they run away, which is... But fear has a chance to break from damage. It does, but it's still a better choice to do. Especially if I can fear this guy while I'm killing that guy. It's a way of breaking up the fights and rearranging them in a method that I can actually work with. Aesthetically, how do I think this held up? Very well. Because it's immediately recognizable, which is pretty much all any art style should try to be. If an art style is immediately recognizable as a specific game or a specific thing, then it's often achieved its purpose. It is an advert for the thing. If you see something and your first response is, that's World of Warcraft, then you know that the design of that thing has worked really well. Why are you all the way down there? What are you doing? Yeah, the art style is timeless. I've often said that you don't need photorealism, you just need recognizable art. He's starting from level 1 at the exact wrong time. If there's a wrong time to start playing a game, then the game isn't very well designed. Onboarding is remarkably important for anyone at any given time. I understand that the Dark Portal's opening, but, you know, I thought I'd start leveling up. They'll need me. In a few weeks, they'll need me. Throw a few hours onto this every day. See what's going on with it generally. Still can't believe the Wendigo main I can't go and get. Where was I going? I was going back to Ironforge. I'm just going to run in a straight line. See what happens. Fall damage happens. It's going to be a bit empty now at low levels. Yeah, probably. What do you want me to do with that information? I'm not going to stop playing just because everyone's at the end game. It's a hardcore server or normal? Normal. Thank you for the PM of activate auto loot for a more pleasant journey and activate action bars. I will maybe do that in the future. What is the flag buff? Sign of battle. Bonus event honor. Honor increased by 150%. Pudge, hey Josh, can I ask why? Sure. You're going to need those action bars, though. I mean, maybe not right now, seeing as I'm using Fear and 2 spells. Brimman says, why? Because. That's one spell more than raiding on a Warlock. Given enough time, people will optimize the fun out of a game. I am playing remarkably inefficiently. I know I am. This is an inefficient way to play the game. But I am also enjoying my experience. And because of that, I'm not going to start playing efficiently. There is a huge amount of beauty in inefficiency. Other people are indeed playing faster. But like I said a few days ago, we have prioritized the experience points over the point of the experience. Sup, Griffin Master? Can you take me to... Stormwind is... Oh, it's a 3-minute 30 flight. Yeah, why not? Let's go. Hi, pardon the intrusion. I will try. May I inquire as to which element of the periodic table is your favorite? Thank you for finally asking that. I think my favorite element is the one represented by the letters A, H, and then an exclamation mark, and that is the element of surprise. There you go, Visa. There's the clip. We enjoyed that joke. Visa's like, Josh, can you put the camera back on so I can get some content, please? Look, these streams are mostly for me. These are selfish streams. That's what these are. These are very selfish streams. I like how you can just get off the Griffin right now if you wanted to. You could just fall off. Like, you'd die, but you could do it. I also like the fact that there seems to be a timer going down here. This is what makes the world feel connected. The fact that you can actually fly from one place to another and see the connections. This is an incredible... It's a magma elemental down there. This is an incredible aspect of the game. Saturdays and Sundays, the streams will be exactly as they normally are. There'll be lazy man mode. There'll be huge amounts of energy and effort and jokes, cups of tea. But now, weekday streams, they are very much just chilled out streams. Where I'm not worrying about filling every moment with talking. Yeah, you see parts of the world you haven't. It's nice. How long do I plan on playing Lazy Man mode? Probably until we get a quest cape. What's my imp called? Dunno. Summon him soon. Oh, I saw one of the Burning Crusade enemies earlier. Oh, they killed me. The hand of something. Massive, huge fire rock demon walking across, was it Westfold? It just slapped me while I was on the road and I died instantly. Here we are. So yeah, the Burning Crusade, I thought that was really cool, the fact that the Crusade actually affects the world all over. That's a nice way of doing an expansion pack. Is this Strife? Oh, very tired now. Is this Strife ASMR? It is. It truly is. Just checking in with some friends. Nope, hang on. Yes. Alright, just... Cool. Some people just don't get sarcasm. How? Tellurian Community College put out a video on Magic the Gathering recently, where he talks about old cards that are no longer as good as they used to be, like Dark Confidant, Liliana of the Veil, Snapcaster Mage. Yeah, the classic, like, Tarmogoyf, classic Jund package. And so I commented, as a joke, what? These cards just came out. You know, as a bit of a joke. And the comment under that is, I wouldn't call 14 years just coming out. I'm like, dude, that... My guy. That's the joke. Alright, usable wands. Greater Magic Wand. 16 silver. Okay, let's just have a look at this. That would increase my DPS by 7.1, which is really good. Binds when equipped, 22 to 41 damage, level 13, I've got that. Yeah, that's a lot better. So, yeah, let's buy that out for 16 silver. Seems good to me. And then may as well look into some armor that I can actually wear. Bandit Cloak of the Eagle, plus 7 armor. Yeah, that's probably good for me. What do I want? Do I want stamina or do I want intellect? Plus 1 agility, plus 1 intellect. That looks good. I want stamina and intellect. Intellect, stamina, spirit. Okay, so yeah, that one. Can I even... There's no head armor that I can wear. Can I wear shoulder armor yet? Nope, no shoulder armor. Basic cloth robe, plus 4 armor, plus 2 intellect. This could be good. This could be like the right choice. Let me just double check everything else first. I mean, that's way better. So armor, stamina will go down, but spirit and spell power would go up. That's only 9 silver, so... Okay, brilliant. This might be, like, completely the wrong choice to do this. Armor, intellect, stamina. No buyout. I'm not waiting for a bit. I'm buying everything out that I want. Alright, there we go. Let's go and pick some stuff up. What are we saying? Blowing all his money on minor upgrades. Yeah, because it's not like the gold's going to be super hard to get later. And it's not like I'm min-maxing everything. Right now, a minor upgrade is actually a pretty major upgrade to me, given the numbers that I'm working with. So given the very small numbers that I'm working with, we're actually looking at some, hopefully, upgrades that would allow... I mean, if these things allow me to survive the fight with the bandits, that then let me get my next Warlock pet summon thing, then they're actually useful upgrades. Oh no, is this it? Is Josh retiring? No. No, I just thought I would play an MMORPG for fun for a bit. It's a crazy alien idea, but I just thought, you know what? Maybe I'll play a game for me. And then I thought, there's probably a couple of people who would enjoy going on this journey again. So I thought I'd Twitch stream it. Crazy theory, he sounds a bit defeated. Ninja, this is not me defeated. This is me just not putting any effort into being an entertainer. This is me just talking normally. Because as weird as it might sound, when I'm normally Twitch streaming, I'm actually putting as much energy as I can into trying to entertain. But when you remove that expectation of entertainment, this is the core that remains. Imagine playing this in bed on a laptop. Oh, that would be peak cozy vibes. Peak cozy vibes, just hanging out with this on a laptop in bed. I've got strong memories of when I was a kid. I had an old laptop with like an Intel 2 processor. And it couldn't really handle many games, but I installed Morrowind. I didn't even know back at the time what minimum specimen spec requirements even meant. So Morrowind played like a PowerPoint presentation, but I loved it. And I remember blue tacking the map that came with the Morrowind physical disc edition to my wall to my right. So I would be sat there with my laptop on my legs, burning my legs, obviously, because the old laptops were just crazy hot, with the map blue tacked to the wall. And to navigate, I would have to just look at the map and work out where I was going, because opening the map in-game took so long. It was quicker. But it's those kind of things that I think you end up remembering. Those are the elements that all add up to give you the full, complete experience of that game, the memory of that game. That was what I studied at university specifically. It's a psychological phenomenon called phenomenology, which is the human experience of the whole event. Took you until the remastered was how god-awful the N64 frames were. Yeah, but when you were a kid, did it take away your enjoyment? It's totally possible to understand that something is objectively bad and weak. Hang on. This guy's kneeling. Appreciate it, guys. Appreciate it. Kneeling down, waiting for me. Thanks. It's totally possible to understand that something is objectively bad while still subjectively enjoying it. And I think if more people were confident enough in this fact, we'd get far fewer people militantly complaining when someone attacks something that they love. Like someone could walk up to me and go, old school RuneScape looks bad. And I'll be like, yep. And what they want is some kind of response or some kind of hatred from me. But what use would that be? Never heard of phenomenology. Googled it and the wiki is interesting. So what fascinated me about phenomenology, and everyone will have experienced this, I would love, if I ever return to academia, I would lecture on this. Phenomenology is the experience of an event fed through the lens of all of the features around that event, not just the event itself. For example, let's take World of Warcraft, because we're playing it now. People think that the event is just playing World of Warcraft, but it's not. It's everything that added up to that event happening. So imagine that you get home from school. That's part of the event. Imagine that you have to turn on the family PC in the computer room. That's part of the event. Imagine you've got one of those big old-fashioned white monitors, the cathode ray ones. You've got the white speakers to the side of it as well. Imagine that it's only playing at 30 frames a second. Imagine you've got a bottle of Tizer or a bottle of Dr. Pepper next to you as well. That's part of the event. Imagine the music is staticky and scratchy. Imagine the smell of a pizza in the oven. That's all part of the event. All these small things, they all add up. So when people say, oh my God, I used to love playing World of Warcraft, what they often mean is, I loved all of the small things that all added up to the event which culminated in me playing World of Warcraft. And you see this all the time on social media. You know, when you see people being like, oh, 90s vibes, and it's just pictures of like Tamagotchis and Furbies and Art Attack on the TV, and you think, oh my God, yeah, they were 90s vibes. All of those things added up to create the phenomenology of that experience. It's not just nostalgia because it happens now. Consider this. I went to, and this was when I realized that phenomenology was important. Have any of you ever been to a launch day event of anything? Be it a film, be it a midnight release of a video game, be it the opening of a theatre show, be it the opening of a mate's business, anything where you and a group of people are all collectively experiencing something together. An example would have been how major the Call of Duty launches were back in the kind of mid-2000s. Were you all there just lining up casually and then you bought the game or you watched the film or you enjoyed the theatre show or you saw the band or you did that and then you just walked away? No, normally so much more happens than that. Normally you meet people, you talk about stuff, you have a good time in general, the vibes are fantastic, the launch thing is there. All of those little things, all of those little parts of that experience are the phenomenology of that experience. They all add together. And by studying and by understanding those elements, you create the best experiences for people. Someone over there has pulled all the bandits. Let's see if I can give them a hand. They might not need it. Nope, they're tanking. They're doing fine. But I'll still give them a hand. There we go. Like, imagine going to the cinema to see Star Wars and you've got the 501st Legion dressed up as stormtroopers. That tiny addition adds into the whole experience. Imagine going to see a film and the director of the film comes out and starts talking to you. That would add to the experience. So to me, the study of phenomenology is the study of the human experience of an event in relation to increasing the enjoyment of that event for people. Let me grab my stuff. Oh, I've got Cry of the Dragon Slayer on. Fantastic. Let me grab that as well. And, well, they're dead. Excellent. Now we wait for them to respawn. There's nothing in here, is there? Absolute power move. Just sit there and wait for them to come back. Does Strife in my name mean from Final Fantasy? Yes, I was a big fan of Final Fantasy VII when I was a kid. I mean, I still am a big fan now. Thank you for the in-game message, Leaftivist. Appreciate it. I will try and enjoy my journey as much as possible. Throw away these boots. Okay, so that's right. There's two. Oh, there's 3 people in there now. That's annoying. Do you fuck with the remake trilogy? I haven't seen it. I'm so far behind on films. The last thing I saw in the cinema that I wasn't invited to was The Avengers 1. Like, I am so far behind on any kind of pop culture. Right, you can be attacked and then feared. You can be corruptioned and then... There we go. There we go. Well, that was messy. That was remarkably messy. But I feel that if we at least loot the choker off her and then run away, that works. There you go. Yep, let's go away from the forest bear. The only health that matters is the last health. Nailed it. Let's get my imp up just in case. I mean, I personally think that went pretty well. Oh, there's a bounty on the Murlocs. I can take that, why not? Josh, can I ask you, what is your archetype of video game? The game that comes to mind when you hear the term video game. Interesting. If someone says to me video game, I think the first thing I would say to them is that you need to define it. What genre do you want? Because I think Mario pops into my head just because of how popular and common it is. That's a good question. Someone says, for some reason, I always think Portal. When someone says video game, Portal is one of the first games that pops into my head. But then also Mario or The Legend of Zelda, the classics. I think because Mario just became synonymous with video games. I think I use Portal because I use Portal as an explanation and an example of how games can be good. I'm not going to use any of these things, so... Am I killing some Murlocs now? Apparently. I still don't have Full Brow's Deed, which is a rare drop. Thank you, Hunter. We'll go this way and kill some Murlocs. Do Warlocks have any spells they can cast onto other people? Rome Total War 1. That was a good game. I miss real-time strategy games. Oh, the soul stone. Yeah, I saw that. That's... You need a soul shard to create it, and then you use it on someone else. And then it puts their soul into that stone, and you then keep that if they die or something. Health stones as well. Yeah, those kind of things. Yeah, Dawn of War 4 should be fun when that comes out. Question. If a high-level player goes into a low-level dungeon, do they get scaled down to that dungeon? Or do they stay at super high level? They don't. Okay, so if I hit... I think it's level 18 for the dead mines. I would basically need to find a party of people who are around my level. You can do dead mines at 15. Okay, cool. But you would need a bunch of people pretty much the same level. Because obviously I want to do the dungeons. But I don't want to... I don't want to be carried through the dungeons. Let's just fear that person away. Okay, cool. So around the same level. Just find those people. There's a group finder tool on the minimap. Yes, there is. Getting leveling dungeon runs going in early WoW was a bit of an adventure. That's what I've been told. I feel comfortable taking on 2 enemies because of the fear. I do love that fear. That's a good spell. Okay, you are my only streamer again, no more pressure, but I am looking more intently. There is very little going on in this stream. But I think, honestly, that's kind of the vibe. Only dungeon you want at 15 is Ragefire Chasm, and it's the middle of Orgrimmar. Well, we aren't doing that then, so instead I'm going to do the Dead Mines. I mean, if any of you guys want to start a character specifically to be able to go through the Dead Mines, you're of course welcome to. What made me pick Alliance over Horde? If I'd have chosen Horde, you'd have made me pick Horde over Alliance. I like the humans. Torn Fin. I want to play run a dwarf at some point because the guns look cool. Just thought I'd choose it. Didn't really put too much thought into it, to be honest. Can't the dungeon finder teleport you right into Ragefire Chasms? Can't remember. I don't think there's a dungeon finder in Classic. I played the WoW free trial once. I went from recruit to hero of Azeroth in one conversation, got thrown into a jungle, randomly unlocked 10 dungeons, then quit because that was a lot. And that is exactly the kind of experience that I try and tell people who are designing MMORPGs people will quit from. It is incredible how often people who are designing MMOs think, oh no, don't worry, they'll be fine. Like, no, your players will quit from this. They've changed that now. Changed it as in Classic has a dungeon finder? I don't think it does. God, these Murlocs do not drop a lot of stuff, do they? Group find. Oh yeah, I've got the group finder add-on. I think this is an add-on. I assume it's an add-on. The add-on doesn't show dungeons, but maybe that's because I'm not. That's baked in now. Okay, cool. It doesn't show dungeons, but I'm wondering if that's because I'm not at the level for it to show dungeons yet. And maybe when I hit 15 or 18, it'll actually show dungeons. Because I like that. I like the ability to find a group of people who want to do the content that you want to do. You know that we were talking about good friction and bad friction earlier? Bad friction is making it difficult to play the game. Good friction is making the game difficult. That's a good line. I'm going to use that again at some point. The gameplay should be difficult. The game should not be difficult to play. It's my first time playing Classic. I played it many years ago, but I wouldn't say I'm good at it. This is probably the furthest I've got in Classic. This is going to summon all three enemies, isn't it? If it summons more than three, we're in trouble. Okay. That's fine. What I can do is fear you, continue to attack you, and then kill you. Have I played retail? Yes. Am I enjoying Classic so far? I'm still playing it. So yes. I like the streams are getting a bit philosophical. I think it's difficult to not think deeply about things. I hate when someone says, oh, you can enjoy this if you just turn your brain off. You enjoy watching paint dry if you just turn your brain off. The whole point of experiencing some kind of curated media is that you want to have a curated experience with it. It's difficult for me to enjoy something without trying to at least talk philosophically about it. I enjoy the process of analyzing things. I don't think it harms them. I think it galvanizes them. I think it forges them. You don't necessarily harm steel by repeatedly hammering it and folding it. You forge it into something strong and powerful. I enjoy the process. I don't know how you guys feel about this, but I enjoy the process of analysis. You're a big fan of so bad it's good sci-fi movies. One of my favorite genres of movie is called high concept, low budget. When someone puts out a high concept, low budget film, I am there. Love that kind of stuff. You say to me, yeah, this is like a super spooky, futuristic sci-fi horror film with a budget of, 10 grand, done. I will happily watch that. High concept, low budget is my jam. An example would be the Iron Lung movie. I haven't seen it yet, but I've heard good things. The original Cube movie is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. The kind of film that didn't cost a huge amount of money to make, at least not compared to Hollywood, but is still super enjoyable. Did you guys see that movie on Netflix? I think it was called Bricks. It was the French movie where they tried to escape from the tower block and there was like that black goo wall that was keeping them inside. You guys watch Bricks? That's the kind of film that I like. Like, I know it's not a great film, but I think it's enjoyable. I like high concept, low budget. Oh, Markiplier deserves all the success of that film, without a doubt. He took on the Hollywood industrial complex and did so well with it. Limitations breed... I think the reason I like those kind of films is because limitations breed creativity. That is a lesson that I've always taught people. The less you can do, the more you have to work out what you have actually got can do. What made you want to poke around WoW? Just fancy playing it. Thought I'd give it a go. Limitations breed creativity. The less you have to work with, the more you have to make what you've got work. And sometimes it's in the finding of the ways to make less do more that you actually discover some of your favorite things.
Be careful.
Another 850 there, fantastic. I don't really care about that fish. I don't have Full Brow's Deed yet, which is really annoying because it's going to be on my map until I finish it. Full Brow's Deed is a rare drop from bandits. Problem is, I want it. I suppose I can go and get my second pet thing now, though, the Void Tank, can't I? Yeah, I should go and do that first, actually. Let's go and... yeah, Gak in the Darkbinder. Let's head back to... my Hearthstone takes me to Ironforge. It would actually be quicker just to walk all the way back to Stormwind. So let's walk back to Stormwind. Love the stream, MMO opinion, man. Best place to get all my MMO opinions. I would say you should take what I say, and then you should find alternative opinions, and then you should find even more other alternative opinions. Then you should weigh up the pros and cons of each, then work out what is uniquely your opinion. Don't agree with everything I say, because I watch my old videos and I disagree with me as well. That's a sign of growth. No one is right all the time. You can explain what you know in the moment, and you can explain why you think you know it. You can give the context about why you think you know it, but you can also be completely wrong about everything. And that's fine. Someone said an excellent quote a few days ago. Your brain is not a judge of the truth. It's a lawyer employed to protect your ego. And I really liked that because so many people think that they are being objective. So many people think that they are being logical, when actually there is a huge amount of human error involved in so many things. It's like the classic saying when someone says, "Oh, I'm just brutally honest." Those kind of people tend to favor the brutality over the honesty. And whenever people say, "I'm just working through this logically," I have to explain to them, this is going to be a slight tangent, but have you ever met someone who prides themselves on being logical but is also completely and utterly insufferable? Which means, ironically, the logic that they value so much is actually not getting them to the end goal that they want to get to. I've had so many conversations with these people because you bump into them a lot in academia. Working in universities, working in colleges, the amount of people that are like, "Well, I'm being logical, so you should agree with me." I have to pull them aside and say, "Listen, here's what you're forgetting. Human beings don't always work on logic. Mostly they work on emotion. If someone likes you, they will want to agree with you, even if you're wrong. And if someone doesn't like you, they will want to disagree with you, even if you're right, purely out of principle, based on how they feel about you." Knowing that, which you should know because you're very intelligent, you would surely be able to paradoxically understand that the most logical thing to do to achieve the outcome that you actually want to achieve is to get someone to like you first and then tell them the thing that you need them to agree with. And this annoys logical people because they think that you can beat someone into agreement using logic. They think if they repeat a phrase at you enough, it will break through your mental barrier and suddenly you will agree that everything they have ever said is correct. And it kind of hurts their mind when you say to them, look, if you actually are logical, you would understand that an appeal to emotion is the best way to get the result that you want. Because if you want to achieve this result, you'll do the most efficient thing. But if you insist on being logical and beating them with information without making them your friend, even though you know that's not going to get you the result you want, you're not being logical. You're being inefficient and insufferable. The problem with people is that they often forget the human element. There's a reason that being a people person is more powerful than anything else. There's a reason that charisma is the most overpowered stat. Manipulation. Politicians work on emotions, not logic. You don't tell someone... Here's the thing. I worked in advertising for a while. You don't sell a product. You sell a lifestyle. You sell a feeling. You sell a vibe. Imagine an advert on TV for expensive high-end vodka. What do you show in that advert? What do you put in it? You're in charge of making an advert for vodka, expensive high-end vodka. What do you do? What do you show? Normally you show people in suits. You show people with money. You show attractive women. You show fast cars. You show the James Bond vibe. What you don't show is people drinking vodka, because you actually can't show that on TV. If you want to advertise a light beer, what do you show? Well, you show people having a barbecue, American families, good times, sunny outside, college students, everyone having a good time. You know what you don't show? Anyone actually drinking a beer. Because part of the advertising authority in England is that you cannot show people drinking alcohol in an advert for alcohol. But we all understand the vibe that those adverts are giving. That's because the advertisers realized that how someone feels about the lifestyle that a product presents is more important than the product itself. So whenever I'm trying to explain to someone about something logical, I say, look, what do you want? Do you want to actually achieve a goal? Requires a summoning circle. Right. Where do I summoning circle? Give me a second to read the actual quest. Summon and subdue a void walker. You must call forth one at a summoning circle. Use the magic of the choke at the summoning circle below. Cool. I often say to people, do you want to be right or do you want to achieve the goal you want to achieve? Because they are very different things. People's ego often don't allow them to feel like they're wrong. But ironically, this doesn't get them the thing they want. It's much more important to keep your ego in check and achieve the thing you actually want to achieve. So where's the summoning circle? Is it down here? No. Have I just missed it? Have I just ran past the summoning circle? It is down there. I thought there'd be an actual circle on the floor. Oh, hang on. I didn't go far enough down. My bad. Alright, cool. Now we can do it. That's one of the things that I teach people. It doesn't matter if you're right or wrong. If someone doesn't like you, if someone does not like you, it does not matter whether you are right or wrong. They will disagree with you out of principle purely about not liking you. Beautiful. I don't get any items from it. That's a shame. Exactly, and realistically, you can't do anything if they don't like you. Oh good, this place is a maze. Fantastic. Am I playing the next expansion? Probably. Right now I'm just going through leveling a Warlock, nice and chill.
Can I help you? Be careful. For the Alliance.
And now I can summon the Voidwalker. Demonology. Farewell, imp. On the Voidwalker goes. Oh, hang on. Oh, it requires a soul shard. Summons a Voidwalker under the command of the Warlock. Right, so that requires a soul shard. But if I remember correctly, how did I get a soul shard? There was one of the affliction spells? Drain soul. That was it. If the target dies while being drained and yields experience or honor, the caster gains a soul shard. Okay. So, we can get rid of Create Hellstone. That sounds far too healthy. We go with Drain Soul instead. So, kill something, get a soul shard, summon the Voidwalker thingy. Okay. Is it good early on? Don't know. As long as it tanks and I don't die, we are all gravy. Cool. Well, we are very close to the next level, which is this way. Have we told him about pet tomes? I know about the books that you need to purchase from the demonology trainer. Yeah, classic is comfy slippers gaming. It's mac and cheese. That's what it is. I think Imp is best in slot for max DPS at low level, but who really cares? Thanks, Tinkerbottom. Appreciate it. If the Voidwalker doesn't work, then I'll get the Imp. That's the way we'll do it. So I suppose what I should do now, Stormwind is popping off. This is crazy busy. I suppose what I should do now is talk to Mountaineer Cadrell. Let's go back and do those. Unless, I could always do, yeah, the Westfall. Could go to Westfall instead. See what's going on. Westfall's always fun. Plus, I think I'm the right level for that now, because Westfall is slightly above me. Have I ever thought about making my own game? If so, what would it be? Zach, if I had the money to make my own game, it would be the most pay-to-win, dark pattern, gacha-ridden piece of shit you've ever seen, and it would make me an absolute millionaire. I would use every single thing I've ever learned for evil, and I'm not even pretending that I wouldn't. Yeah, let's go to Westfall and do these quests. Like, I know exactly the psychological tricks that the casinos, the mobile games, the MMOs, the gachas, I know all the tricks they use. I know how to design all the currencies and the dark patterns. I know how to understand the FOMO behind it. I know how to design the buttons, the sound effects, the spins, everything. Because I've studied it, because I hate it. Know thy enemy is the most important thing. And I'll also tell you this, FIFA Ultimate Team makes more money than FIFA. There are a couple of gacha mobile games that make more money than the MMORPG genre. Mobile gaming is insanely lucrative. It is ridiculous. And anyone that comes to me and says, I'm thinking of making a video game or a game, and their first choice isn't, it's going to have gacha style pay to win, I ask them, why isn't it going to have gacha style pay to win? And they say, oh, I don't like that. I'm like, okay, you're in business now. It's not about what you do or don't like. It's about what is or isn't good for your business. And yeah, sure, there's a level of people go, oh, I'm not going to put this in because it's bad. Players don't like it. Of course players don't like it. I don't like it, but I understand why it's there. And if you don't understand why it's there, that's a problem. Just selling some stuff. Josh, can you name your crew in the Unplanned Pirates in Space D&D? Eventually, sure. Not right now, but we'll get there, don't worry. Ah, right. So I need to kill this guy with Soul Trap or something. Yeah, Candy Crush. Candy Crush makes way more money than World of Warcraft does. Oh, this guy's level 17. I did not realize that. Can I fear him? Yes. Did not realize he's level 17. Can I fear him again? Nope. There we go. Now, I think I'm about to die unless I get really lucky on this. Yeah, there we go. There's the death. I thought he was level 14. Looked at the wrong thing. Oh well, we revive. Realistically, yeah, if you want to make a game for money, then you would release it mostly in Asia. In fact, do you guys know what the most played, most lucrative mobile game is? Without looking this up. Because not a lot of people know that actually... I mean, do you know what the most played shooter is? Here's the really interesting thing. All of you right now are saying Western answers. PUBG Mobile, PUBG, Candy Crush, Raid, Shadow Legends. Not even close. Go and look up a game called Honor of Kings. Honor of Kings is the highest earning mobile game in the world, and it is not even close. Honor of Kings is basically League of Legends Mobile. League of Legends Mobile, well, they were so annoyed that Honor of Kings did so well, they actually released a mobile version of the game called Wild Rift, You guys might know Wild Rift. You said FPS, not mobile. FPS is Crossfire. Crossfire is the most played mobile game. Sorry, most played first-person shooter. It's a Chinese game. And it's weird that the Western world has this really insular, limited view of what a successful game looks like, when China makes our successful games look like child's play. Did I pay for Rested XP? No. It honestly looks like child's play. The amount of money in the mobile gaming market in Asia is huge.
See you around. Have a good one. Safe travel.
Absolutely huge. Like, insanely huge. You know what I could probably do is have, like, both my summons ready at the same time. I probably don't need the rat catcher's flute. In fact, let's put that there. Cillian22, hey, my name's Aaron, and I just wanted you to know that you sound really annoying. Aaron, good luck with the 5th grade. I hope everything goes well. Why am I not using my Voidwalker tank? Because you need a soul shard to be able to summon it. I don't currently have one, which is why I'm going to get one now.
I'm out of range.
Why does Asia accept gacha so much versus the West rejects it? Differences in culture, mostly.
It's too far away. I need to get closer.
Time and money can be interchangeable based on what you do or don't do. Let's imagine that you spend 10 hours playing a video game and you advance in that game. Now let's imagine that I spend 10 hours at work, come home, and then spend the money that I've earned on that video game. Which of those has more value to society in general? I would say the work, because you are also then contributing to paying taxes, you're also contributing to some kind of industry. Whether your opinion on capitalism is good or bad, you are at least adding to, you know, a level of productivity. So why should my 10 hours of productive, useful time at work not get me to the same place that your 10 hours of grinding the game got you to? Now, you have to understand, I actually don't agree with this. I don't think it's the right way to do it, because I enjoy it personally when games are player versus player based on in-game achievements, not player versus player based on kind of out-of-game achievements, real-life wallet. Like when I'm playing Magic the Gathering, I want to play against your skill in deck building, not your wallet. However, you have to understand the system that you work within in order to work out how you take it down. Why is cheating also common? And correct me if I'm wrong on this, but from my understanding, and again, this is a limited Western understanding because I don't live within an Eastern culture, the act of cheating to get ahead within that culture is often done because the victory, the winning, is the most important thing. And if you don't do everything within your power to potentially win, you actually don't want to win as much as somebody else who did. Now, getting caught shows that you were sloppy. But the act of cheating is actually part of the process of proving that you want to win. It's a different cultural idea. I mean, consider this. Every single person at the World Bodybuilding Championships is on steroids. They just are. You don't achieve that physique without them. Mr. Olympia, you don't win Mr. Olympia without being on steroids. And if you think you do, you're being naive. But they said they were natural. I know this is going to be difficult for you to understand. They're lying to you. There is absolutely no way to achieve that physique naturally. You can't do it. However, they will say they're natural because it's not about being natural. It's about being natural when the test comes in. That's what matters. This is the definition of corruption. Yeah, pretty much. It's not about not cheating. It's about not getting caught. And I'm sorry to destroy any naive hopefulness that people have about this. But it is far more prevalent than everyone thinks. Anyway, this was linked to the idea of cheating on video games within Asian culture. There is, and again, some viewers are going to have to correct me if I'm wrong on this because I may be ignorant of it, there is a very Indian lifestyle vibe that is about saving face above all else. And admitting that you are wrong is basically a choice you can't make. You can never admit that you're wrong. There is a word to it. And this is also why family feuds become a thing. Instead of just saying, hey, I'm sorry, my bad, I was wrong, it becomes this whole big thing. Because as soon as someone admits that they're wrong, ooh, that's the problem. I'm trying to find the hay, or there's something I've got to collect around here. Shown on the map as something I've got to collect. Handful of oats. Face is also a very big cultural thing in China and in Japan. It's the idea that the optics of you matter more than you. You are what other people perceive you as being. I think I need to find okra. Who is okra? What is dropping okra? Handful of oats and okra. Whatever drops that. It could be a shame-based culture thing, yeah. There is also the honor idea. How far can you go to save face? I was many, many years ago when I was in university. I had a female friend, an Indian girl, and I was like, hey, we're having a party at my student room in the big block of student flats. Do you want to come round? And she said, no, I can't, because in the morning or in the evening, if any of my family see me leaving, or if any of the connections to the family see her leaving, it would get back to her family and be a big thing. I'm like, it would really? It would be an issue. She's like, yeah, that would be a huge drama. That would be a huge thing. And it turned out that was when I discovered I knew basically nothing about Indian and Asian culture within the UK. Which is why whenever discussing these kind of things, I always preface anything I say with, but I don't know. Oh, that thing just resisted 2 spells. That's interesting. Let's get a fear going on to you, my friend. There we go. Do secret accounts exist in Western culture where you post things that might kill your reputation only select people can see? It's big in Japan. So, kind of, but I think it's not necessarily about reputation. It's more about individualism. There is the idea of Instagram and Finstagram, whereas it's your friend's Instagram, your private Instagram that you just share with your mates. And I think this is because, and again, jump in and correct me if you think I'm wrong, a lot of Eastern Japanese, Chinese culture is very collectivist, it's focused more on the community collective, whereas the Western style is much more of an individualistic focus. The Eastern culture seems to value the community cohesion, while Western culture seems to value individual expression. And the collectivist culture does have some benefits. It has the benefits of society mostly working together for the good of all, but it also has some costs insofar as individual expression is repressed. It's held back. It's why the act of hanging a little anime cute tag on your bag in Japan is seen as something that's actually quite the sign of expression, whereas over in the West, no one would care about that at all. Netiquette, yeah, that's the idea. There is a very etiquette-driven culture. And again, it comes back to the idea of it's not who you are, it's who you're seen as being that matters more than anything else. Whereas in the West, there is this idea of individualism above all else. You are the center of the world and everything must bend to your will. I think it's a very American view. It's this very pioneer spirit vibe going on, where fitting in with the collective is not the focus. Making the collective understand that you are individual and important and they must facilitate you. That's the focus. Now, the individualistic expression society, of course, does have some benefits. The idea that people can be comfortable being themselves, which is great. The problem is that there are still parts of society, and anyone that disagrees with this, I tend to find is either younger or ignorant of living within a group. There are still parts of society that require you to fit in with a collective culture idea. The idea of wearing a uniform in school. And whenever I say that to people, people often think that I am reducing their individual identity. They think I'm saying, oh, you've just got to be a robot and do what society wants and fit in with everyone else. No. There is a collective understanding. We call it the social contract. There's a collective understanding of behaviors that are expected when you live within a society, a culture. And it's what happens when you break that social contract that society begins to collapse inwards on itself. It's the high trust versus low trust dichotomy. But these kind of things have had, papers and theses written on them for years. There's no way that I could cover even 10% of something like this. But I do try and explain to people, at least I do my best to explain to people, that it is very important to understand that individual expression is vital for an individual to focus and to exist within the world. And collective society cohesion is also vital for a group of people to work together within a preset kind of barrier of rules. You cannot expect society to adapt to your individual needs if your individual needs do not benefit the society. It is a difficult thing to do. Hopefully, societies, communities, collectives are able to move toward a much more self-sustained model where everyone is able to freely express who they are while at the same time working for the common good. And expecting an individual to repress who they are in order to work for a collective is inhumane, and expecting society to completely ignore everything they need to placate your need for individual expression is naive. But, this is very important, maybe I'm just chatting shit. Playing World of Warcraft on Twitch, guys, it's not like I'm changing the world here. Ethereal just said, ever the fence sitter. I mean, it's nice to be able to sit on the fence and work out what we're dividing from what. Ideally, the fence wouldn't need to be there at all. It's not really fence sitting to say, hey, I think it's good that we can express individualism, but also don't expect to do that at the cost of a societal cohesion. Can't be centrist on the internet. Only left or right is allowed. That's true. I hate the fact that politics has become synonymous with morals. That should never have happened. I can disagree with someone politically, but I can't disagree with someone morally. When someone says this is a political issue, when actually no, it's a humanitarian issue, it's a moral issue, it's an ideological issue. Politics is working out when the bins get picked up at the end of the street. Morals and ideology is working out who does and doesn't deserve to live. When someone says, oh, this is political, no, it's not. You're taking a moral issue and you're adding a team to it. Which unfortunately is why everything has become political. Morals have become politicized. It was not your statement saying I might be wrong at the end. Yeah, I might be. The reason I say that I might be wrong is because I'm willing to entertain the fact that other people know way more about this than I do. And someone might come along and say, well, actually, Josh, we've got experience and numbers and proof and signs that show this and this and this and this and this. In which case I'll go, okay. Because if I'm not willing to change my mind when presented with evidence, then I'm not actually open-minded about stuff. I'm just being facetious and bigoted and extremely stubborn. The reason I kind of end everything with saying, but I might be wrong, is a way of saying this is what I believe right now based on the reality that I have seen and lived through, the people I've met, the discussions I've had, but also I'm totally willing to understand that my view is still one person. You ever had a conversation with someone who has asserted something with absolute authority, and then you've understood that actually they are talking from a remarkably limited viewpoint. And then you realize that actually the only reason they're talking about this with such authority at all is because their viewpoint is so remarkably limited. It's like the old joke. If you've only ever seen the film Boss Baby, you can watch any other film in the world and think, this is a lot like Boss Baby. I just like nice infantry gauntlets. I just like keeping my options open in the idea that I could be entirely, completely wrong. Where's all the bloody hay? Okay, there's some. I've got all of the ochre that I need, or ochre or whatever it is. I need the hay now, the sack of oats over there. Now that you mention it, yeah, this stream does give off definite Boss Baby vibes. I'll tell you what's annoying, and that is that I've been trying to, like, spell weave and act like an actual Warlock, but it turns out that actually just making my minion attack and then using my basic wand is just the fastest way to kill anything. It's 11 PM over here. If you guys have to go to bed, you have a great night's sleep. Oh, these guys are immune to being scared. That's cool. The sad truth of early level spellcasters. No matter what I'm trying to do, just doing the most basic thing is just straight up the best choice. How did I get a wand? I bought it on the auction house. The amount of messages that I've got in DMs across various things asking me if I'm okay right now because I don't seem okay is, first of all, remarkably touching. But second, and I kind of have to just drill this home, I am literally just streaming for fun right now. Not to put a huge amount of energy and effort into entertain, not to be over the top, not to scream, not to joke about everything, not to make clips, not to clip farm. I just wanted to play World of Warcraft, stick it on Twitch, have a nice chilled out chat with you guys. And people have gone, is Josh okay? I sound sad. I'm just talking in a relaxed way. If I start streaming like League of Angels, then yeah, oh my god, send someone. I'm in trouble. Until then, where is, in fact, yeah, I'm not okay because where's the hay? Why is there no hay in this farm? You want performative energy 24/7. You know what? You joke, but that's what people want. Do you know something I found that's actually quite funny? Remember when we played League of Angels? or the videos that I've made about League of Angels, I looked into some of the voice actors that are in that game. League of Angels has its Demon King voiced by a voice actor called Rich Keeble. You can check this. You might recognize the name Rich Keeble as Monoko from Expedition 33. From League of Angels to Expedition 33. My God. If I ever catch up with Rich in real life, I'm going to sit down and be like, Rich, what was League of Angels like? How the mighty have fallen. Rich, you used to be in the premier mobile fantasy series for games that you didn't need to play. Now, you're in potentially the best video game of the decade. What's that like? You've got to admit, that's a career that's won both an Oscar and a Razzie. That's what that is. That's the two extremes of design right there. Only Rich could pull that off. Do I need any fantasy novels on that? I'm good. I've got an absolute ton of Cadian Guardsmen to glue and paint. I had a funny idea. Anyone in the chat play Warhammer 40k? I'm assuming you do. So I had a funny idea that you could run an all-infantry Astra Militarum army. It would be phenomenally expensive and take weeks to paint. But you could do it. So I have started purchasing the things needed to do it. In case anyone cares, you run 120 Cadian Guardsmen and 120 Krieg Guardsmen and 120 Katachan Jungle Fighters, a Kazakin elite regiment, and then like 5 commissars. Totally doable. You know, you can make it work. The reason it works is because the enemy just can't kill everything. The funny thing is, when the game starts, once you've positioned all of your dudes there, during your movement phase, it's actually quicker to move the scenery and the enemy toward you than it is to move all of your guys. Just pick up the board and shuffle it 6 inches toward your army. That's quicker. That's efficient. Like, this is what's happening. I'm going to pick all the buildings up and move them. Just assume that my army has moved. You win purely on holding objectives. Everything, you don't kill anything. Everything dies. Your entire anti-tank plan is the fact that you roll 240 dice in your shooting phase. People have said to me, oh, but where's the melter guns? Where's the plasma guns? Where's the anti-tank? I'm like, there is nothing better than just rolling more dice. The anti-anything is the fact that you just roll more dice. Low energy giving me podcast vibes. In a way, I suppose, yes. Eric, my goodness, thank you very much. You've been a huge inspiration for the MMO community. I just make some videos. And I gave FF14 a try and I'm loving it. Hey, congratulations. Glad you love it, man. That's a good game. Which class you're maining? There's also a real psychological effect of putting like 360 models on the table. I think that would scare anyone when you sit down to do that. FF14 was really fun. Oh, fantastic. Glad you enjoyed it. But yeah, in all seriousness, that's kind of exactly what I want to do. I'm going to see if I can kill this young Gore Tusk without aggroing the enemy next to it. And I can. Is the map big enough to support that many troop models? Depending on the game you play, yeah. Like it should be. Damn. I was trying... So I want to see if I can kill this thing. I want to see if I can kill it using the channeled ability. Which should get me... Yeah, there we go. Okay, that then dies. Which means I can now summon my Voidwalker. Fantastic. Ever tried Darktide? Yeah, I played it when it came out. I'm going to be honest, I wasn't a huge fan of Darktide. Okay, so this thing does Torment. Taunts the creature, increasing the chance it will attack the Voidwalker. Okay. So let's send the Voidwalker in to do some tormenting. Can the Voidwalker actually attack? Okay, Voidwalker, I need you to taunt. Because at the minute you aren't taunting. The irony of testing a Voidwalker on a Harvest Golem. Can they not be taunted or something? Oh, you can't taunt mechanics. Okay, yeah, that... Should have just kept the other guy up then, shouldn't I? Yeah, that makes sense. But if I get that thing, hopefully now I can just wand something down. Yeah, that works. All right. Send in... Send in the Voidwalker. How much health does he have? 512 health. That's pretty good. Are you using rested XP? Do you mean the special mod that just tells me what I should be doing? Because, yes. There's probably a thing that shows me the current threat, isn't there? Like, I should probably have a threat meter. Once I start to get into dungeons and raids, I'll get a threat meter. But yeah, rested XP is over here. It's this thing on the screen. Nothing is more Josh than streaming the launch of a new expansion, but at level 14. Do you think that there are going to be people right now on Twitch super excited to see what the opening of the portal is going to be like? And they find this stream and it's just all of us just hanging out. Just talking about nothing. Leveling through freaking Westfold. It's going to be a lag fest. What's going to happen? It's going to lag. It is going to lag like crazy in about 1 minute time. So far, though, I'm quite liking the Voidwalker. The zone with the portal is a lag fest. The fire sound make me feel like I'm in the server room. Hello, Zero. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully you're having a lovely day. We are just taking down some basic smugglers, while at the same time just playing some casual classic. Summon me to the dark portal. I wouldn't be able to do anything. I'd just die. Josh, are the bills okay? You're playing WoW. Oh yeah, no, the bills are fine. This is just a chilled out, relaxed stream. Thought I'd give it a go. Maybe in the future I'll understand more about WoW. It's important to understand. Yeah, the amount of people I've met that just hate something without understanding it. You ever met someone that hates something without knowing anything about it? I was probably that guy back in uni. I think we all were. You know when you choose something that you just know you don't like and make your personality about not liking it. Well, I thought that's just a stupid, childish way to be, so I don't want to give my opinion on World of Warcraft without understanding World of Warcraft. No matter what I do, you just described half my co-workers. Oh god, I mean the amount of people I've met who they will choose something they don't like and they will continue to not like it despite the fact that they don't know why they don't like it. They just don't. I feel that my tank creature is going to die soon. Yeah, my tank creature's on like super low health. I probably sent him into a couple of powerful fights without being prepared. There is comfort in hate. Many people bond over hatred far more than they bond over love or acceptance or enjoyment of something. So many. Sup, minion? Go and kill that trapper, please. Why do I suppose that is? Because hatred is comfortable. Hatred is powerful. It's a big emotion. When you have a big, powerful, comfortable emotion, you want to keep experiencing it. Marketers know this, advertisers know this. Politicians definitely know this. Politicians don't talk about who they're going to help, they talk about who they're going to hurt. Another streamer got to the gate and disconnected from the lag. Yeah. It's sometimes easier to hate. Sometimes it's even safer. I know that sounds crazy, but sometimes there is safety in knowing that someone hates the same thing you hate. Because there is a great deal of vulnerability in love. When you tell someone something that you like, you are giving them power over you. To a degree, you are giving them power. Because all they then have to do is mock that thing. Destroy that thing, damage that thing, make you feel bad for liking that thing. And I've been disconnected. Fantastic. Excellent. Good job, guys. It's going well. That's because the dark portal has opened. And we have now been kicked back to the screen, which I think is potentially just a sign to go to bed. So you know what? These streams will continue with the low energy, chilled out, relaxed chat. Saturday and Sunday will be RuneScape Lazy Man mode. For now, go and enjoy the Dark Portal if you're playing WoW. If not, go to bed. Cheers for joining me. I'll see you guys soon. Take care. Good night. God bless.